There we go. I need to do something about that background. Let me get it together. Let me get it together.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
You can't? You still can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
What?
That boy got that tech for technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking
Still
like.
can't hear you. I'll let you know as soon as I can hear you.
There we go. What about now? It might be your headphones.
Nope, can't hear you.
It's your headphones.
It's me?
Yes, your headphones.
Say something.
Can you hear me now? Mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you. It was me. Yeah, it was definitely me. I didn't know.
Yeah, because I'm looking like I got everything on. So, yeah, I figured it had to be you.
Nah, I figured it. I thought it was you. It just turned on my headphones volume went up. But I don't use the headphones that often. I mostly just use the mic.
Yeah, I couldn't get mine to connect today. I should have worked
As
on
a
that.
matter of fact, let me go ahead and mute that so you
Yeah.
don't confuse anything. I'm trying to figure out how to get this link uh up or whatever. That's that's the difficult part to see.
Dang, I wish I could have got them connected, but
What?
my headphones, see these headphones weird. Like with Apple, they supposed to like when you pick them up, they automatically start syncing. So
Yeah, that's the layout I want. I'm tripping.
yeah, no, that's cool right there. So when I pull up my settings,
But right now we good until we somebody else.
oh, oh crap, I can't turn it off.
First one, trying to figure the technicals out.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I figured they would have just sunk up, but I don't even think that's a word, sunk. Sunken.
You can't be up on stage talking like that.
I think they sunk in. I don't know.
Like, let me try to get the headphones and this computer sunk up. Nah. They gonna be like, yeah, he done. We gonna cook him.
Oh man, I'm just from the south.
I say, yeah, that boy, that is stupid. Yeah, we got him all day.
When I said it, it didn't sound right. I didn't know what to say. Man, sync.
Nah, cause it
ED
was
on that? Never thought about that.
because it wasn't right.
Yeah, when I said it, was like, I didn't like how that came out.
I'm trying to.
That's not bad, but I don't think that's a hot drink. I don't think that.
Do you hear an echo now? Probably do.
No. No.
I'm trying to see what it looked like. Oh no, it's up there. Yeah, everything good. All right, man. Yeah, well, first one. So we're gonna see how this go. We're gonna figure it out, and somebody come look, somebody come look, somebody don't. Then we'll just chat it up. We'll still chat up the topic. Did you get a chance to look at the stuff I sent you?
Yeah, I looked at it. Yeah, I looked at it. I did a little research and stuff like that.
All of it made sense. You ain't had no question.
I do got a question.
What's that?
My question in general is just okay. and it's not a disagreement. It's just saying, why do you believe him to be God?
Oh, so I mean, does the works of God, is the begotten Son of God, is uncreated, has eternally existed with the Father. He receives worship. He is all knowing, all powerful, and he says he's God
Mm.
several times, and he's trustworthy.
Right.
Uh, so that's one of the biggest things for me. Uh, I guess you want to say that's all the biggest things for me. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory there. Um, but you know, a lot of people try to refute it because he doesn't. They think he doesn't say it directly, but you know, you gotta kind of read into the text. You got to read in context to kind of see it. You know, so for a lot of times they pick out verses like, let me see, uh, you'll get like Mark 10:18 or whatever, where they're saying, you know, the rich man comes up to Jesus and says, you know, good teacher. And Jesus says, you know, why do you call me good? No one is good but God alone. And so in that context, you would immediately think of like, hey, well, I guess the opposition, what they think of is they go, he's not, he's telling him that he's not God. He's telling him he's
Yeah.
not God. But he didn't say that. He didn't
Yeah.
say, don't call me God. He just asked, why do you call me God? You know, and people read it out of context. And because they take one line out of the Bible and then try to get, you know, the meaning of the entire Bible in one line instead of reading the entire Bible in context.
Yeah, all
And
of it. It's all there for a reason. You know,
so
it's all there.
yeah, so if he goes, you know, why do you call me good? If you're gonna take it in the context of he's saying, you know, don't call me good, then that would counteract with like John 10:11, where he says, I'm the good shepherd. And then he gives the parable of the shepherd right after that.
Yeah.
Right. So and in that, you know, he's saying he's a good shepherd, and that is the where he is claiming the shepherd role of the Lord that's in the Psalms, where it said that the Lord will shepherd his people. So you got to read the whole Bible in context. You can't just let me see what this is. You can't just take one verse and then get the whole thing.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where a lot of the disconnect come from. Doing a little research earlier about everything and stuff like that, like where it say Jesus claims equality with God. John, let me see, chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one. Things like that. John chapter 8, verse 58. Before Abraham was, I am. Before Abraham was, I am. I
Yeah.
am refers to God. So
Yeah, and you know, people don't make that connection from that. You know, that comes from Exodus 3. And
mm,
you know, if you want to tell that whole story there, it goes, you know, it says the angel of the Lord appeared in a burning bush to Moses. And then it says when Moses took notice of the burning bush and came over, then it says God called out from the burning bush. And in that, you know, so it's saying the angel of the Lord is God. And then later on in that verse, you get the Moses is saying, you know, I'm not a man of good speech. What would I tell Pharaoh? And it
mm,
was like, you tell him that, uh, I am that I am. And you tell him that I am has sent you. And so in saying that, you know, that was the divine name of God given. So in John 8:58, Jesus is ascribing that divine name to himself. He's saying before Abraham was, I am. And
mm,
so that is pretty clear. The Jews got it right then because they immediately tried to pick up stones to stone him to death. So for blasphemy. Blasphemy is saying he was equating himself to God or calling himself God, which he
yeah,
did. So they knew that. The ones who was reading those scriptures before, they knew exactly what Jesus was saying when he said that. It was a divine claim. And so they tried to kill him for it.
yeah.
So
So is it a difference? Now, this part I don't know. Is it a difference between the claims and or the context of him being God between like with the New Testament and the Old Testament.
Say that again. I was reading the comments just then. What'd you say?
So is it a difference like as far as the context about the claims of him being God between the Old Testament and the New Testament?
Are you saying that is there a difference between the claims of Jesus claiming to be God in the Old Testament and the New Testament?
No, just based off of your saying, like you saying Jesus is God. Is it and with the evidence that you provide or that you the research that you found, is it a difference? Just for me, is it a difference from the context?
I mean, so if we just continue in that topic that we were just talking about, you can
Mm,
go that we just made the connection between Jesus, the angel of the Lord, and Yahweh, right?
right.
All the same being. Um, and so if we just follow in the Old Testament, where you get all the appearances of the angel of the Lord, and we're looking at that in the context that that's the pre-incarnate Christ,
Right.
then I mean, you can see that he still makes all the same claim. He talks as Yahweh. He forgives sins like Yahweh. He promised salvation like Yahweh. The angel of the Lord even goes as far as to blatantly say, I am the God of Bethel. He says that to Jacob.
Yeah.
And I think that's Genesis 31. So if you look in Genesis 28, you get the story where Jacob goes to sleep and he has the dream. And then at the top of the staircase, um, he sees God, the God of Bethel. And then later in Genesis 31, it says the angel of God appears to Jacob and tells him that I am the God of Bethel that you saw in that dream. Like he says it plainly, like there's no ambiguity there whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, but you can then make all those connections where every time you see the angel of the Lord appearing, uh, that's the pre-incarnate Christ. And then you can go even further, where kind of if you use the New Testament as a key to unlock the Old Testament,
Mm,
the New Testament speaks of that the Father is unseen. It repeatedly says that the Father is unseen, the Father is unseen. But then you go in the Old Testament, you see all of these appearances of God. On Mount Sinai, when the Israelites saw God, um, we're talking about the appearance in the burning bush. You could go when he appeared to Gideon. You have all of these appearances of God or the angel of the Lord, and you have to kind of justify that and go, is the New Testament contradicting the Old Testament, or are we just reading it out of context? If you read it in context, what you get is that the Bible says clearly that the Father cannot be seen. It does not say God cannot be seen. So the present that manifests is the pre-incarnate Christ.
mm.
And so in the Old Testament, that manifests in the angel of the Lord. That's what appears when you see the God of Yahweh in the Old Testament. But then as you see when it transitions to the New Testament, that angel of the Lord figure disappears. You no longer hear that name. And that's because you now have the final revelation of God in Jesus Christ. So those temporary appearances of the angel of the Lord are no longer necessary. So then you go from there with those with the, like I said, with the appearances of Jesus Christ. So he then, like I said, unlocks. You use the New Testament to unlock the mysteries of the Old Testament. And then you got to see that you have the Bible is consistent, from Old Testament, from Genesis to Revelation. It tells the same story. It talks about the one true God who is identified in three persons. If
Yeah,
you
but see, that's the problem though. You got to read it.
you do got to read it
You can't
because
just pick one thing and be like, and then try to interpret the whole Bible based off of that one verse or a couple of verses that you read.
yep. And that's what people try to do. They don't want to take the time to read the whole thing. They
Yeah.
just want to take a verse here and there and go like, oh, I understand this, or I have the context here, and you actually don't.
No, I get it because I was guilty of that before, um, And not saying that I read the whole thing, but it is definitely how I used to be. Because coming up, we was told like, oh, the Bible is based off of your own faith and belief and your interpretation of the word and stuff like that. And lately, it's a little different. Now, the words are there for a reason. I feel like you can't just get your own interpretation from it, because it could be completely different from what the actual context is saying. So, and now that I'm an adult, of course, I understand the difference. So
the thing is, so we try to read and understand the Bible, and you get that introduction into the Bible, and and it's enough to pull you in. And then you start to try to read in context, but you got to realize that at this point, like, you're a baby and you're a baby trying to eat a steak, and that just ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
You need milk at first, and so that means that when you read, not only do you have to read all of it in context, but you also have to, get into a community and get people to actually, who are no longer baby Christians, who are meat Christians, as Tony Evans used to say that from one of his sermons, like one of the meat Christians. And there's the ones who've been reading for a while. They understand and they've been fellowshipping, and then they're able to, break it down and give the scriptures to you in a way that you can understand. And then as you grow, you transition off of milk and you become a meat Christian as well. And so it's a process though. But if you if you pick up the Bible and go, I got it, I understand, day one, it's a good chance you don't get it. Because it's like, during Bible study in the house, I'm going over it with the kids, and me and the wife are talking, and we talk about, we'll read a scripture and we'll go and like, it's levels to it. And then you go like, level one is surface level, what it's saying plainly. And then you can go to where it's making a connection. And then you got another level deeper where it's, it's you getting prophecy and you getting this deep connection to multiple places in the Bible. And you can go another level deeper where you can actually, like, Christ kind of reveals himself to you and through the word. And so it's levels to it. And you got to be able to, like I said, you got to be able to just read in context and be in community in order to get the word. It's not just I picked it up, I read Mark 10:18, and now I don't get it, I don't understand. No, you don't get it.
Is that a usual time? Yeah. Is that a usual time? It's the schedule.
Yeah. I know him. Like I said, he was emailing me. He said he was gonna link up. Man, if you wanna request up and come up, go ahead.
Step up to the stage, man.
No, he's a believer.
No, I figured. I figured. That's why I said step up to the stage. I do got a question though.
Uh-oh.
I do got a question because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. Where is the go? Well, not even a question. I'm just asking you to do something. Can you go into detail of the disconnect between the religions and the belief that Jesus is God?
Which religion? Because I mean,
okay, let's just say Muslim.
So in Islam,
makes like the comparison to it, or
as far as what they believe about Jesus and what we think about Jesus. So I don't know if a lot of Christians know this about Islam. At least I would say a lot of baby Christians. But Islam does have their version of Jesus. I'm not gonna say it's the same Jesus that's in the Bible. Like, I'm not gonna say that. But they see Jesus as a prophet. They don't see him as divine. They see him interesting enough. They see him as Messiah. Like, they believe that he is going to come back and rule over the world and judge the world through the power of Allah, and then he's going to.
So do you feel like that's kind of like a contradiction? Like, I mean,
in what way?
Are you saying okay? Because I mean I don't know. So you the saying that they believe he is the Messiah, but they don't see him as divine.
So
But on one side, like okay, let's just say for Christians, what is the Christian version of Jesus being the Messiah, or
so
or
so
showing divinity?
based off of all the prophecies that you see in the Old Testament, from what you see in the from Genesis all the way through the end of the Old Testament, you get the prophecies of the Messiah coming, and even you know the even you want to say Orthodox Judaism, like they saw those predictions of the Messiah. They saw it as some divine individual. Um, but where the disconnect is with Islam and all of that is, so Islam believes that the Torah and the gospel, or they
Mm,
call it the Injil, the gospel of Jesus, is from Allah.
okay.
And so they believe in those scriptures, though they think that they've been corrupted. Um, but they believe in those scriptures. So they also have those prophecies of Messiah. And they think Jesus is the one who's going to who fulfills that role. That's what kind of separates them from the
Yeah.
Orthodox Judaism. Um, but the difference in what separates them from us is we believe that Jesus is God. We believe that he died on the cross and he paid the price for sins for everyone. Muslims don't believe that that happened. They think that, and this is gonna sound wild to you because it sounded wild to me the first time I heard it. They think that Allah made it appear that Jesus died on the cross, but it was not him that died on the cross.
Okay, so who was it?
So if you read the hadiths and stuff like that, and there's books that they use to kind of interpret their Quran and all of that, and it kind of says that Judas, the one who betrayed Jesus, he was the one that kind of volunteered to take Jesus's place on the cross. So he goes up and he gets crucified. Allah takes Jesus up to heaven with him,
Mm.
and until Jesus gets ready to come back to judge the world. So they believe that Allah tricked everybody to make everyone think that Jesus was crucified, which I don't think they understand the position that puts them in. One, it kind of makes their Allah out to be a liar, a trickster.
Yeah, yeah.
And then so
Yeah, that's
everyone,
kind of tough. I don't think God is playing games. I wouldn't see it as that.
yeah, so it's yeah, it's weird. It's a stretch to me, but that's what they think. That's what they believe. They believe that he made it appear. So that way, and then then you start to kind of question them on that, and then it kind of breaks down because you go, is Allah supposed to be all powerful? If Allah, your all powerful God, wanted to deceive me, am I capable of not being deceived?
Mm.
No, I'm not. So
God,
therefore,
not yeah. Well, yeah,
therefore,
not at that point.
Therefore, the reason that I don't believe, or that I believe that Jesus was crucified instead of not, is because Allah he made me believe it. He tricked everybody. That's what it says.
Yeah.
So now I'm doomed to hellfire because of Allah tricked me. And
So
I
it's
fell
like
for it.
it's like, hey, well, it kind of ain't my fault. I feel for it. Who am
So
I not to fall for it if that's the case?
yeah, if Allah is supposed to be all powerful and he wants to deceive me, he wants to make it look
It's
like
nothing I can do. It's
and
nothing I
then
can do.
I end up believing it. But that's their position. That's if you want to look at it from their position. If you look at it externally, that don't make no sense.
No, it really
Make no
don't.
sense.
It's I definitely wouldn't open. I can't see myself opening my mouth to say that. Okay, God is a trickster. To
I mean, so hold up.
in
Let
that
me find it. It's in their Quran. Hold up. I done clicked out of here. I'm gonna look it up real quick because it says in there that he's like the greatest of all deceivers, which is a wild statement. So if I pull it up, what is this thing doing? Let me try to find it for you. Dun. Read. What's this? 354.
So
All right, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna see if I could share.
I didn't know some of the information I'm looking at. I didn't know that they just said that basically in the Quran, like I'm looking at a key reference, says God is one. He has no son. And Jesus is just a messenger, not God. Those who say Allah is the Messiah have disbelieved. Yeah.
Hold up, let me.
God made it appear that Jesus was crucified, but Jesus was raised to heaven.
Yeah. So if you can you see my screen? Can you see that? I don't know if it's up on the screen or not.
No, I cannot, sir.
I thought I was sharing my screen. Hold up. Let me see. Can you see it now?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Let me try to zoom in. So
I'm put my glasses.
Oh no, I done broke something. Let me click over here. Well, no, this is it. I'm tripping. Oh no. Anyway, I can't. But can you see it right here?
Yeah.
It says this is 354, so chapter 3, verse 54. It said, and they, the disbelievers, schemed, and Allah schemed against them, and Allah is the best of schemers.
It's I was like, did y'all really mean to say it like that, or?
So this is the Quran, man. This is Allah speaking. So this is the word directly from Allah. So this is him.
So he's saying he's the best of schemers based off of the Quran. Yeah. Allah is saying that. I mean, now if he choose to be, then yeah, he would be the best of schemers. I get that, but I can't fix my.
Why would he want to? Why would he need to? But that's a whole nother topic, whole nother argument.
Because it's basically saying, okay, like you just said, I'm condemned to hellfire because I was tricked by the best trickster of them all. So there's nothing I can do about that. So it's almost like saying, well, what's the point of all of this?
Yeah. And that's how it is. That's diving a little deeper into Islam and all of that. Yeah. So that the whole argument of free will in Islam is a whole nother topic. It essentially doesn't exist. It essentially pretty much says that, before you were created, Allah had already, programmed into you, if you want to say it like that, all the sin that you would ever do. So he wrote it already. So you're going to do those sins. Like, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
So he wrote all the sins, and it's different from, being eternal and knowing that you're going to commit those sins. It doesn't say that. It says that he wrote it. And there's even in one of the hadiths, which again, like I said, is one of the books that kind of describe the Quran. It talks about how Adam was, how Adam fell and how he was deceived by Satan or whatever in the garden. So that story is in Islam, but it talks about it in a way that in the hadith, Adam goes, he's arguing with Moses, and he goes, it's not my fault, it's Allah's fault. Like he made me do it. So and it's a wild statement. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want people just think I'm just making stuff up.
That's crazy. That's the first time I ever heard him bark like that. I've never heard him bark.
He mad. He big mad.
So, and you know, I'm not just, you know, to clarify this, I ain't just jumping on Muslims and nothing like that. But it says, where did I see that at? So they think is okay. Basically, they think it's disrespect to think Jesus is God. To basically to compare Jesus to Allah or God, you know. And so it says that Christians say Jesus is God. Muslims say that belief dishonors God.
Yeah.
Because they think Jesus is basically just a messenger.
Yep.
It kind of contradict itself when they say that, you know, he's gonna return and, you know, judge the world and, you know, run the world and all of that stuff like that.
Yeah, they say that he's gonna do it through like the power of Allah, essentially. So if you like, look, if you check this out right here, let me add it to the stage again. Like this is that hadith of Adam. So this is where it's talking about where Moses and Adam are having an argument. It says the prophet said Moses argued with Adam and said to him, Adam, you are the one who got the people out of paradise by your sin and thus made them miserable. Adam replied, O Moses, you are the one whom Allah selected for his message and for his direct talk. Yet you blame me for a thing which Allah had ordained for me before he created me. Allah's messenger further said, so this is Muhammad talking. So, well, he said all of that. And then it said, so Adam overcame Moses by this argument. So this is saying that Adam won this argument with Moses. And Adam is saying that, no, Allah made me do it. It wasn't my fault. Allah preordained that sin before he even created me. It was his fault. So and even in their, you know, by their prophet, by their hadiths and all of this stuff, it says Adam overcame Moses by this argument. It said he won that argument by saying it was Allah's fault.
I don't know. You know.
now that's wild. Now that's different from the story that's in the Bible. Let's pull that up. We already know that that's different from what's in the Bible. Genesis 3 is where the fall takes place. Let's see. Where is it? You know, because once God comes back in and he's talking to Adam, Adam tried to blame God for it too. And God wasn't having that.
I would think so. You know.
So he said, I heard the sound of you in the garden and I was afraid. I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I commanded you? I'm just highlight all of it so you can see what I'm reading.
Yeah,
I don't know why this highlighting thing. All right. Have you eaten from the tree from which I commanded you not to eat? The man said, the woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me some of the fruit of the tree and I ate. Then the Lord said to the woman, what is that you have done? And the woman said, the serpent deceived me and I ate. Then the Lord said, so he then punishes the serpent, punishes the woman, and then punishes Adam. Yeah. Then to Adam, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to, pretty much. And then he gives him his curse. He gives the woman, to the woman he said. And this is God said to the serpent up here. So the God in the Bible does not go for that. He does not go for Adam's excuse saying that it was his fault. And so he then curses the serpent, curses the woman, curses Adam. Right?
Yeah.
So
I find myself doing stuff like that in life. There's been times where, you know, situations in the past where I'm like, well, God put this here for us. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people, you hear stuff like that all the time. It's like, well, it wouldn't have happened if God put it all here. So He must have wanted me to do it, but nah, you can't. You can't blame him for that.
Nah, you can't. And that's but in right here, right here in Islam, you can do it, and you'll win.
One argument, so it's like basically like God was cool with that. Like, yeah, I take the blame on that one.
So
Nah,
yeah, this is Sahih al Bukhari. This is like one of their like this is highly trustworthy for them to go to, and this is in here. So this is the kind of stuff that's throughout Islam. Islam is a dark and twisted religion, and it's those they're lost. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful or rude, but if you just like read through it, you can just see how twisted it is if you ask questions. But it's a faith that requires you, it makes you not question.
yeah.
So like that's frowned upon to question.
So okay, give me some examples or some references to where you believe God reveals himself fully in Jesus.
What do you mean? In what context?
Where he reveals himself fully in Jesus. If God is,
You mean that like Jesus fully reveals that he is God?
yeah, I mean, it's still the same thing. Either way you say, either way you say,
Well,
it's the
no,
same
so
thing.
no. So there's the
What would be the difference in that? What do you mean?
so
like,
we have a Trinitarian view. We believe
right.
that that there is the one true God, and he exists in three equal persons: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And then you have the like this kind of Unitarian or modalist view where God is one, and he doesn't identify himself in three people. He just takes on different roles at different times. And so, so you got to be careful when you say that when God reveals himself in Jesus. And so, because they could be taken from that standpoint of saying that, no, this is God when he came in. Let me try to see how kind of like Geno Jennings says it. Geno Jennings says it like God came and put on the flesh. It didn't say he doesn't believe that he became flesh. It said he put on the flesh. So he said he prepared essentially like a perfect temple for himself, and then he put on Jesus. He wore Jesus. And so
no, see, that's not what I'm saying. No,
I'm just saying you just got to be careful when you say it, because it can come off that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to the people, no, it's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, give me some references to where you feel, based off of your journey of learning, and stuff like that, about like God reveals himself fully in Jesus, but not in that aspect of wearing the flesh. No, like putting it on like an outfit. No,
So
that's
what
not.
I'm getting is like you want me to give you some situations where Jesus is claiming to be God, and then he's showcasing some of like the power and authority of God, right?
Yeah, to your knowledge, like to what you think, your reference points that got you to believe. Okay, I believe this. Like I'm with this 100%. I can get behind this. So,
all right,
what did it for you?
So just coming into belief. So first, I start with who is Jesus. I never just like. It's hard to just kind of like pick up the Bible and then to just go, I believe, because then you have to. What are you basing that off of? And that's why the Bible calls you to, you have to get to know Jesus through his word, through who he is. And the Bible gives us other ways to get to know Jesus outside of itself. And so you first have to ask, who is Jesus? What did he teach? And was he trustworthy? And so Um, Once you get those things, you go that so Jesus was the son of Mary. He was born uh, in Bethlehem, and then he lived in the Galilee. He spoke Aramaic. He did all the things. He went and taught this and that. Then then you go to the things that he taught. And so you go to the things that he taught in the Bible, and then you go, okay, in these things, he's claiming to be God. He's teaching how to get salvation. He's saying that that's going to come through him. And so then you go, all right, I get what he's teaching. Now that even leads me to a couple things. Either he's lying, he's insane, or he's telling the truth, right?
Right.
So you go with based off lying, you go with the testimony of the people who were around him and wrote about him. There were all the eyewitnesses who testified that he lived a perfect life without sin, that that who they spoke to his honesty, they spoke to who he was. There's not a question, even in the Islamic faith, even in I say the Islamic faith, that there's no question about, that Jesus was a good man. He was a powerful prophet. They don't even doubt that at all. So now you go based off the eyewitness testimony, right? You could go that, okay, he wasn't a liar, right? He taught these things. So now you go, all right, was he insane? Okay, I would challenge you that if you think he's insane, go and read the Sermon on the Mount. Go and read the Sermon on the Mount, and you think he's insane. Like, there are scholars who would say that, all the ethics teaching in the word is just footnotes compared to, the teachings in the Sermon on the Mount. There's no way that a person who taught what's in the Sermon on the Mount could be insane. So I rule out that he's insane right there. So that leaves me with that he's telling the truth. So he's trustworthy. Right. And then the final test to show that he's trustworthy is he goes, if you don't believe me, at least believe the works that I do. And I will show you the greatest of these works is I'm going to die. And then in 3 days, I'm going to resurrect myself and come back. And so he is crucified, put in a tomb, guarded, and then in 3 days he resurrects himself. And then the same disciples who were at his crucifixion run for the hills because they're terrified. They're now willing to die because they claim to saw the risen Christ. And once they saw the risen Christ, they knew that he was God. They knew that he was worth dying for. And so that's what they did. And so now I go that's trustworthy. And I would challenge anyone that if you died right now and you came back in 3 days, I would really listen to what you had to say. Like, I would listen to you.
Yeah.
So
questions.
so once I can establish that, then I can go, okay, now I can read the Bible and I can read these things that Jesus is claiming. I can read about how to get to salvation and actually believe what I'm reading, because you can go outside the Bible to confirm the things that Jesus said. You know that he was crucified. It is a fact that he was crucified. There are non-Christian authors who wrote about the crucifixion of Jesus. And so so you can go and verify the crucifixion. There aren't any credible. There are very few. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to speak in absolute. You want to say experts or who do all this research to say that the crucifixion of Jesus didn't happen, right? You got non-Christian sources, like I said, that have verified that the crucifixion of Jesus did happen on Pontius Pilate. And then you can verify that Jesus actually was a real person. All of those records and stuff exist outside of the Bible itself. And so unlike, the other texts like the Quran or something like that, it welcomes you to go outside itself to confirm, the authenticity of it. The Quran itself, what it does is it says that, I'm the word of, this is the word of God. So therefore, this is the standard. You believe everything that's in here. There is no verification. Actually, there is a verification, but the Muslims don't use it. and we could go over that later if you want to. But they refuse to use it, so that kind of puts them into like a vicious circle of all we can do is believe the Quran, and if it doesn't agree with the Quran, then it's false. And but we don't believe that in the Bible. So anyway, going back to your question, I start there. Once I prove that Jesus is trustworthy, then I go and I read his word. So now I can put my faith in him. I can believe in him because I have found him trustworthy. And then I go through and read his word, and I can follow his teachings and carry out those teachings because I know that he is trustworthy. And it's simple as that. And so it's not operating off of blind faith. You don't have to operate off blind faith. The Bible doesn't call you to do that. The Bible asks you to actually get to know the God that you are following, and so it tells you to build a relationship with it. It tells you to, once you build that relationship, you get adopted into his family. And so that's one of the unique things with Christianity that's not in a lot of the other theologies and all of that. So that's I hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah,
it was a long answer.
No, I mean, even if
it got me.
I get it. I get that. Coffee look cold, man.
Oh man,
I finished mine.
It didn't chilled out a little bit. You don't see no smoky smoke coming up from it or nothing. But I still like it. I like the taste of it.
Yeah, I tried something different this time. I tried to put my protein stuff in there as a creamer. It didn't work out too good. I ain't too much like the flavor. It might be good like on ice, but I don't really like iced coffee like that.
Nah,
I drink it too fast, and I like to sip it. It's not the same.
I don't get down with iced coffee. I like hot.
Yeah.
Coffee. I like the heat of coffee. Caffeine don't do nothing for me, but the heat of coffee, it's relaxing to me.
Well, I ain't gonna say caffeine don't do nothing to me as far as coffee, it doesn't, because it's just so part of my routine. But now if I go chug a Monster or Celsius or something like that, oh yeah, I'm wired. Especially if I'm on the road.
No, I don't do the coffee on the road. The coffee on the road, I had to pull over. I had to pull over. Where the rest area at?
Yeah, I can do that because those restrooms be nasty.
And they do. But yeah, man, I hopefully that answered your question. I would encourage anyone to approach it that way. I don't encourage anyone to start off with blind faith. You shouldn't follow Jesus because someone just told you should. You shouldn't follow,
because somebody told you that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to. You shouldn't do it for that. You shouldn't do it for the sake of Christianity or whatever, right? I often tell people that I'm a follower of Jesus. I believe in Jesus. So I defend Jesus, not necessarily Christianity. Some of the darkest and most heinous things in history were done in the name of Christianity or in the name of other religions, right? But belief in Jesus until salvation is a totally different thing. And so
it is clearly separate.
Yeah. So I would approach it from a logical standpoint and then get into it. And so that way you can actually explain your belief. You can explain the foundation where it comes from. It's not. But if you ask most people, it's just like blind faith. They was like, I believe because that's what I was taught growing up. That's what I went to church.
I mean, because when your mom make you go to church, put your Sunday best on and all of that. And I get it, but nothing against the parents for doing that, because they give you an idea to where you can, when you get older and get a better understanding, to start your own journey and stuff like that. I get that.
Yep.
I completely get that, but
yeah, you gotta end up growing past that. Again, that's that milk Christian. You gotta growing up into a meat Christian. You gotta get past that.
With a little chicken.
And it's nothing wrong with someone introducing you to the faith, but that shouldn't be enough to hold you there. And then you should be able to get into your doctrine. And like I try to do, I get into the Bible and I try to disprove it. I try to, refute my own biases, because if you don't believe you have a bias, you're insane. We all have our own biases and
Yeah.
dispositions to the things that we care about. But I
Right.
get in there and I try to refute my biases. And I try to argue the points that I think people are going to argue against me. I try to go, I read and I go like, that sounded like it contradicted the last thing. And then I go, I'm gonna follow this contradiction. Can I find this contradiction? Then I end up, as I read through, the Lord end up revealing to me in context, like, no, this isn't contradiction. This is the truth. This is reality. That is your human nature trying to get in and misinterpret the text, and you can't read it like that. You got to continue to dig deeper to get the full context. But that's what people should do. You should dive deeper. You should test the spirits. You should not have blind faith. The Bible allows you to do that. And so, look, I just noticed you got the living room background.
Oh yeah, I got my feng shui going.
You got the piano going on in the back.
Yeah, man, look something. Look,
that dude got the piano going on in the back.
Hold up, I'm gonna go play it later.
You gonna go play it later. I just didn't understand what you was doing. I didn't get it. Hold on, what's going on here? Hold on, wait a minute. I done messed something up. I done messed something up. Hold up.
Oh man.
Oh, that. Hold up. Did it work?
Did what work?
I was trying to change my background.
No, you got to
change my. I was trying to change my background. Hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it real quick. Hold up. Stop mic. Visual effects. Is it visual effects?
Yeah, you can go in there. Yeah,
Get out of my living room. What you doing?
Man, that's crazy. We got the same furniture.
Well, you need to get up out of my living room.
Great minds think alike. That's all it is. You got the same design I do. Nah, man, I gotta complete my setup for my background space and stuff like that.
Man,
all right.
Man, I'm hot.
That's that is.
You said it ain't hot no more.
Yeah, it was hot at one point. So you still feeling that. That's all that is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I opened the windows in here so I cool off. I knew I was gonna be kind of warm, especially in this hoodie. But I wanted to rock the hoodie today.
No, I got to, man. I got my coach's hoodie.
Salute the troops.
Salute the troops, man. We did it for Veterans Day and stuff like that. Just the coach's hoodie. So, gotta represent, man. Got a game this weekend. Hopefully we can start this winter season off with a W.
Well, hopefully the point guard good, you know what I'm saying?
Well, hopefully. hopefully your nephew get it together. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me see. I had another point. I wanted to hit another point. Let me see. What?
I'm here. I'm here, brother.
I would love for somebody to jump in and not even dispute that Jesus is God. Just even get a point of view on why they agree with it and stuff like that. So I would love to hear that, because I'm learning, So for anybody that want to jump in and don't feel like you don't want to jump in because you don't know each verse by heart and all of that, and that's fine. We learn.
Well, we got somebody backstage. I'm gonna add them to the stage and see what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's see.
Yo,
Raz, what's up?
How you guys doing? All right.
Doing all
good.
right.
We're good.
Doing all right.
Can you hear me all right?
What was that?
I think that answers my question. I was just asking if you can hear me all right.
Yeah, I can. We can hear you.
We can hear you clear now. There you go.
I got the for now, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I can hear you. It kind of sounded like you were kind of mumbled at first, but no, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, it's clearing out now. Yeah, you good to go.
That's probably me, and I do mumble a bit.
That's all right.
I do too sometimes.
Yeah, stutter and all, it happens.
Especially when I get sleepy. When I get sleepy, you can't understand me. I'm speaking a whole nother language.
Let me see.
But
I had another point I wanted to hit.
What's going on, man? How you doing? Raz, how you doing?
Oh yeah, good man. You?
Good. Just on here, talking about how Jesus is God.
Yeah, man. I'm liking that you jumped straight in. From us talking, I didn't realize you were gonna just hop straight in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's hop in and get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm liking the branding. You've got the whole mustard theme going on.
The whole what?
The mustard thing. Oh, okay, yeah. I do like mustard. It's good.
It was. I think I was going for gold, but mustard kind of came up.
It do look kind of like a brown mustard or something like that. It kind of do.
If you squint your eyes and look out the corner of your eyes, gold. All right.
Like that a little bit.
I don't know. That's because the channel is the colors of the channel is mostly black and gold. So I tried to go with that, but picking them colors off that little color wheel is difficult. So whatever.
So I missed the very start of the stream. So are you two pals?
What was that? The last part?
Yeah, like I missed the intro to the stream. So are you two friends? Like,
oh no, we're brothers. That's my brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. So Dino, are you just inquiring in the faith, or like where are you at?
Say that again. You said, "Am I what?"
Are you inquiring in the faith, or where are you at?
Where I'm located at?
No, where you are in your like
spiritual
walk with Christ,
or
Yeah.
I guess like he was explaining, like what you say, like the milk Christian. I guess I'm still there. I'm kind of straddling, kind of towing the line as far as diving into scriptures and stuff like that, and basically I still have to read the whole thing. It's still a lot to learn for me, and I got a ways to go. So I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm all knowing to this and I've read everything. That's why I was saying earlier, for anybody that want to jump in is trying to learn or wanting to learn, I don't know, just jump in, because I'm at that point. I'm a milk Christian, and that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I would say he's at that point where he's more of a believer. He's a believer, but it's more off of that's just kind of what we were taught as kids and all of that. But as far as diving into it and getting your own understanding,
I'm getting there.
Yeah, he's climbing up the hill.
Right.
No, it's a great stage to be at. It's an exciting stage. I'm not that long in the faith myself, and I probably took it for granted at the time. If I could go back now, I would have probably enjoyed it a bit more. Just soaking the whole thing in and sort of having your eyes open. But like I've been listening. Obviously, you're asking all the right questions. But one thing I would say is, if you feel like a baby in arms kind of thing, don't be discouraged, because the thing with the Bible is it's always going to be that way, where you're never going to know it all. It's like Begotten was saying earlier. It's like peeling back an onion, man. You get through one layer, there's 20 more to go.
Yeah,
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, why the community aspect of it. I mean, why one good thing about the internet, you can learn from other people now. It's quite easy to do that.
I'm going through. I'm still going through and reading. I'm always in it. I'm doing Bible study with the family, and then I'm still getting revelations from scriptures I've read hundreds of times, man, and it never stops. Like, it never stops.
Yeah, I will do the same occasionally with family, and sometimes I get caught in the trap of thinking that I know more than the average person, but it just takes one person to make a passing comment, and I have to go, oh, I didn't think about it that way, or, oh yeah, I didn't know that reference,
Yeah.
stuff like that. There's always stuff coming up, man.
Yeah, because I remember, I don't know how many times I had read through, and then I remember it was this specific time I read through it, and then I finally like got to like the revelation of like the angel of the Lord, and I was like, oh snap! I was like, I must have read the Old Testament at least 20 times at this point, but now like I'm just now seeing, that the angel of the Lord is Yahweh, or has the authority of Yahweh. And so it was a powerful revelation for me. And it's like that. What I learned is you have to read the Bible. Like, I guess I no longer read the Bible kind of looking for myself. I think a lot of people do that. Like, you kind of read the Bible and go like, what lessons can I learn from this? And that's not bad. The Bible is good for teaching. It does say that. Right. But it's so much more than that. And so if you get past just kind of looking for yourself in there, you start looking for others, and then you start looking for Christ in there, it opens itself up to you.
Now, see, I think now, correct. I mean, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I don't know, but I always looked at it like, okay, you're reading the Bible to. I don't read it for self. I would read it to look for Christ, as you said. Like, I think that's the whole point to me. Now, I don't know how other people look at it, and that's fine. I just look at it as if that's the whole shebang, that you look for Christ. Because you remember when we did some Bible study, and we was basically talking about like you'll be in situations that will make you turn to Christ and stuff. So it's like the whole point is to turn everything back to God. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's the whole point. Not to look for self or nothing like that. I mean, yeah, you want to learn, but just overall is to get back to Christ.
Yeah. And like I said, you do it, and you just read, and then like I said, you look for Christ, and He'll reveal Himself to you. Like, for instance, one of my, let me share this. Let me see. I've been doing this a lot. What is this? Let me see if I can bring it on. Let me add it to the stage. Can you see it?
Let me see.
Or is it too small? What is this over here? Hold on.
No, I can see it. Oh, yeah. Well, I ain't really make it bigger, but.
Oh, hold on. Leave me alone.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So, and this is one of those things where you could dive deeper. This is in Hebrews 11:23-28. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hidden for 3 months by his parents because he saw he was a beautiful child, and they were not afraid of the king's edict. By faith, Moses, when he grew up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to endure ill treatment with the people of God than to enjoy the temporary pleasures of sin. Considering the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking to the reward. So you start looking at this and you go, Moses was considering the reproach of Christ. And you go, but Christ was not around during Moses' time, and then you this pulls you into the Bible deeper. So now that you read in the New Testament where it says again that the Father is unseen, but then you go back into Exodus and all of that, and Deuteronomy and Numbers, and where it's saying that Moses is talking to God face to face. Then you get, oh, who was he talking to face to face? No, Moses did in fact know Christ. And so, he was talking to Christ face to face. Christ he was the pre-incarnate Christ. That's who he was talking to. He wasn't talking to the Father. The Father present wasn't revealed. No man can see the Father face to face and live. The Bible is clear on that. So who was he seeing face to face? It was Christ. And this verse here kind of pulls you into that. And so now you can go back and you can read the Old Testament with a whole new light on it, and understanding that, you know, all of these appearances that you're seeing, these manifestations of God in creation, is Christ. So Moses knew Christ. Then you can go back forward to the New Testament and go, so when at the transfiguration, where Jesus unveiled his glory to the disciples, and then you saw Moses and Elijah pop up, you go, you know, oh, this is how Jesus and know all of these people, because he was already in communication with all these people before.
Yeah.
So you just got to read it like that, and it opens itself up to you, dude. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting there, man. I'm diving deeper and deeper. I just, you know, got to keep going, and yeah, I just got to keep going. That's pretty much it.
I don't know. I don't know how to. I guess I could do it this way.
There we go.
I guess I could do it this way. There usually was a button on the screen that would be like, unshare your screen, but I guess that ain't happening anymore. So I don't have to do it over here. Oh, okay, I found it. But yeah, dude, you just gotta read and just let it reveal itself to you. It'll do, like, the Holy Spirit will do his job, man. He's good at it. He's perfect at it. If you actually have a heart towards Christ, like, he will show himself to you. The Bible says that.
Okay. I had a couple questions, so I did some notes.
Took notes. He came prepared.
So like yeah, I was, you know, I did my readings and stuff like that, and I put some questions down, stuff that I don't know that I would like to know. Even asking about the comparison with the Bible and the Quran, because I don't know.
I mean, you can ask more questions about that stuff too. Whatever you got, man. Even if I don't know it, because I'm not gonna sit here and claim to be a scholar. But I do.
Right.
I got the interwebs right here. We can look it up.
Oh well, I gotta pull it up.
Hey, don't be using the "I'm not a scholar" line.
Huh? Don't use it.
Too early for that.
We're not all scholars. Even if I was a scholar, I wouldn't claim to know everything.
Oh yeah.
So
I should pull up now. Let's see.
Let's try to pull up
My notes. I don't know why it's doing it. I got so many different pop-ups happening and all of that.
Right. You got a virus because that McDonald's internet.
Nah, man, hey man,
I
pay decent money for this Wi-Fi.
that piano in your background blocking your Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. You know, I'm just gonna get rid of it. You know. Where is it?
You just let me know. I'm here.
Okay, it's basically just to the topic, and I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but like I just really want to like get more into it. It's okay because based off of reading this, one of the questions I had, it says, "Why is Jesus called God by his followers?" It's based off the topic. I just want as much information as I can get, you know, or for anybody that's listening, you know.
So, let me see how I want to kind of attack this. You mean just straight from the disciples, or you talking about? Do you mean like the eyewitnesses, the disciples?
Yeah, his followers.
Well, I mean,
because who is considered his followers?
Who is considered his followers?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who confessed that Jesus is Lord and say that he died for your sins and that on the third day he resurrected.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like in the Bible when he was talking about his followers. Who was
Where exactly? Because I need the context.
Let's see. John chapter 1, verse 1. John
John 1:1. Now Jesus ain't said nothing about no followers in John 1:1.
No, that's not what I no, that's just my question. I ain't say that he said that.
Okay.
Why is Jesus called God by his followers? Why do his followers believe he is God?
Okay. Well, so for the non-eyewitnesses, I kind of already broke that down to you. You know how you get to finding out that he's trustworthy, right? And then once you find out he's trustworthy, you read his word. He claimed to be God, and if he's trustworthy, then he is God. And then again, he did die and resurrect on the third day. So, all right, there's that. Okay. And you could go further into that. Now that's a non-eyewitness account. Now you go to the eyewitness account, in my opinion. The disciples saw the miracles of Christ. At a minimum, they knew that the Lord was with Jesus. They may not have believed. I think the Bible is pretty clear that they didn't believe right out the gate that he was God. It consistently says that they doubted throughout.
Right. That's true.
But they saw the miracles that he was doing, and then they did the same thing that I'm saying that we have to do, but they did it just witnessing the actual acts of Jesus. So whenever they were able to doubt, they were able to point directly to the works that he was doing. Right. And then they came to the final doubt, and then where he was saying, I'm going to die, and he dies. And then they ran in fear. And then he resurrected, and they saw him again. And so I think that was pretty much where none of them doubted at that point. And I think if I was to go to, I want to say it is John 20:28. Let's pull that up. I'm going to pull it up for you.
And see, even in those times, it's like, why would God allow Jesus to be worshipped if he's not God?
He wouldn't. I mean, if God is consistent, who he says he is, he was like he's a jealous God. Worship is for him and him alone. So
basically, for anybody that doesn't believe Jesus is God, that's basically saying the whole thing is a lie. Or we just reading it, we misinterpreting it. So I don't know.
So, and a lot of people who try to claim that Jesus wasn't worshiped. He didn't claim to be God, but I could go over a bunch of places in the Bible where he clearly claims to be God, and I do that in a second. But
what you think, Raz?
I'm pull this up real quick.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, to your question, the easy answer is they saw him.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like right up until the end, post crucifixion, they were still doubting. But then they saw him. It speaks about Thomas physically putting his hands into the wounds of Christ.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just brought up. So, and I read that to you. So Jesus, he came to the disciples and he showed all of them, and then all of them believed, but Thomas wasn't with them. And they tried to tell Thomas, and Thomas didn't believe. And so you kind of look at that as us, like there was an eyewitness. They were eyewitnesses that came straight to someone who wasn't an eyewitness at the time, who was Thomas, and said this happened. And Thomas was like, I'm not going to believe until this happens. All right. So it says here, but Thomas, one of the 12, who was called Didymus, I think that's it, I don't know, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples were saying to him, we have seen the Lord. But he said to them, unless I see in his hands the imprint of the nails and put my finger into the place of the nails and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. And then it says, 8 days later, his disciples were again inside and Thomas was with them. Jesus came, the doors having been shut, and stood in their midst and said, peace be to you. Then he said to Thomas, place your finger here and see my hands, and take your hand and put it into my side, and do not continue in disbelief, but be a believer. Thomas answered and said to him, my Lord and my God. And Jesus said to him, because you have seen me, have you now believed? Blessed are they who did not see and yet believe. So it's that they got that first-hand account. They got to walk with Jesus. They got to see his miracles. They got to get the teachings firsthand. They got to see him resurrected. They got to verify his crucifixion by touching his wounds, and so they understood that he was in his glorified body. And
I didn't know that. So that's actually like a great answer to the question, like a great example, because I didn't know that.
You didn't know what that they actually touched him?
Like, yeah, like put the hand to the side. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, all of them got to do it. And so if you come up here before the Thomas thing and it says he showed them both his hands and his side, the disciples then rejoiced when they saw the Lord. So all of the disciples got to see it. So they knew he was in his glorified body. You know, he wasn't just in a spiritual form or anything like that. He was in a physical form that interacted with the world, that they could touch and feel. So you ain't looking at some ghost, some spirit, whatever anything you want to say. This was a physical glorified body, right? So they saw and they believed. And he said, my Lord and my God. And Jesus didn't say anything to him at that point. If Jesus wasn't God, he would have told him, I'm not God. Don't call me God. You know, he didn't say that. He said, you believe this because you have seen. Blessed are those who believe and they have not seen. So,
I mean, the Bible's got receipts on the topic itself. There's plenty of receipts, you know. Just got to go, you got to read.
Yeah, so that's there. So that's why the disciples believe. And then, like I was saying earlier, at his crucifixion, they all ran for the hills, man. They ran. And then after this moment here, they knew that he was God. They knew it. And so they were willing to die for what they saw. All they had to do, they were persecuted from this point forward. All they had to do was say, no, we didn't see that. We didn't see him. And they would have lived. But no, they chose to proclaim the things that they have saw unto death. And that's a powerful statement because, like, again, these men ran in fear. And then that was turned into faith that they were willing to die for and be martyred for the sake of Christ.
Right.
That's a powerful, powerful testimony from the eyewitnesses.
Yeah, I believe him. At that point.
So, let me stop sharing this screen. But yeah, there were like I said, there's a bunch of places in the Bible that speak to the divinity of Christ. Rather you're looking at it from during his ministry, where he says himself that, you know, that are divine claims, or the writings from the apostles after him, or the writer of Hebrews writing about him. They all claim for him to be God. You can read in the Psalms of David where they're talking about Christ, and then you can look into where they're talking about the Messiah period, and how the Messiah has, you know, comes from eternity. He has this divine nature. And so you can point to all of those scriptures and go, okay, all of these point to that Jesus is more than a man.
Yeah.
So, and some of those, let's see, Matthew 14:33. This is where they're getting into the boat and there's a storm. Jesus rebukes the storm and it stops. And the disciples after that, they worship him. He receives worship then.
Yeah, and like we said, you know, like, you know, what I asked earlier, God wouldn't allow him to be worshipped if he wasn't God. You know what I mean?
And and then you get even more. You want to dive a little. You want to dive a little deeper. That that the Messiah is also worshipped. Let's drive a little bit. Let's drive a little bit. Let me take you on a trip.
I want to chime in there if I may.
Yeah.
Just a slight pushback, if you want to call it a pushback. Like, um, I don't think it's that God necessarily wouldn't stop someone being worshipped. Reason being is it talks about in the Bible the rise of the Antichrist being worshipped. I think the difference with Christ is that he was claiming to do all of these things in the name of the Father,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Right.
and that would be something that would distinguish him from the Antichrist as well in that regard.
Yeah, he was claiming to do all of these things in the name of the Father, and then his works testified that God was with him. So you couldn't reject that. And if God was with him, if the Father was with him, let me say it that way, then you couldn't say when he claimed to be God that he was going against God, because why would God still be with him if he's now making these claims? And I think that's the point that a lot of people miss. And so it's a little, but yeah, it's exactly what you said right there, Raz. And so it's not about him stopping worship, because people worship all of these false deities and false gods and all of that. But it's the fact that Jesus claimed to do these things in the name of the Father. That the works that he did testified that God was with him, that he was in the Father and the Father was in him. And so when he received worship, when he claimed to be God, then you knew that God testified for him. So that the Father was his witness there. And so the things that he was saying was true. So
yeah, and that's exemplified perfectly in Christ's baptism.
Yep. And then let me see. Let me take you on this trip. Let me take you on this trip, Dino. Let me take you on this trip. So
do you feel awkward calling me that? It's really got to be awkward because we got the same last name.
No, man. It's like a game attack. It's like a game attack to me. So
you get called the same last name every day. People they call you Dean. So
they don't call me that no more. They don't call me that no more. They call me. It's like, I guess it would be the equivalent to what y'all sevens called? What are y'all sevens called?
Sergeant first class. It's just Sergeant first class.
Usually it'll just say Sergeant.
Yeah.
So I get called by that rank instead of my name now.
Oh, okay.
And then the people, my peers who are the same rank as me and above, they call me by my first name.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, they don't do that in the Army.
Nah, they do that, so it's like a brotherhood.
Yeah, like
we're happy and we're singing and we're brother. But let me take you on this trip. So we're in Daniel 7. We're in the Old Testament, right? And Daniel is having a vision, right? And then I'm gonna kind of skip through here. So first we see the Ancient of Days show up, and it says, I kept looking until thrones, keep that in mind, it's plural, right? Thrones were set up, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was ablaze with flames. His wheels were a burning fire. Its wheels were a burning fire. A river of fire was flowing and coming out from before him. Thousands upon thousands were serving him, and myriads upon myriads were standing before him. Oh, am I not showing this? My bad. Hold up. There it is. My bad. My B.
Well, that's how I'm tuned in.
The court convened and the books were open. All right. Then I skip down to where it says the Son of Man. The Son of Man presented, and it said, I kept looking in the night's vision, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, one like a son of man was coming. And he came up to the Ancient of Days and was presented before him. And to him was given dominion, honor, and a kingdom, so that all the peoples, nations, and populations of all languages might serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which will not pass away, and his kingdom is one which will not be destroyed. Now, so this is the important word right here. So this word is serve, right? Mm-hmm. So that all the peoples and nations of population, all languages might serve him, right? So if let's take this to, hold up, wait. Hold on. I want to switch it up. How I switch it up? I want to show you what that serve word is when you translate it back to the Aramaic.
There we go. That's better right there.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna pull it up. Bear with me. I'm getting there. I'm working.
So you just need your
what happened?
You need your Mac, is what you're saying?
I need me a Mac. No,
yeah,
I don't.
Man, you need your Mac, man.
I don't get down. I don't get down like that.
So what if I bought you one for Christmas? Would you?
I'm gonna use it because you bought it. I'm gonna use it because you bought it. Of course, I'm gonna use it.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's go to summary. All right, because we're gonna look at that word, and that word is pilak. And all right, so that pilak word right there. So I'm gonna go back so you kind of see how I got here. So we're at Daniel 7:14. We're in that a people, nation, tongue may pay reverence to or serve, right? So all I did, might serve. Click here so you can see it. I go to the summary of that word: to serve, to labor, to worship. All right. If we go down to the origin of the word, the verb means to pay reverence to or serve a deity. Pay reverence to deity, usually accusative, right? Plural construct of noun, servants of the house of God. All right. So we know that this word actually means to serve, but to a deity. So the Son of Man there is being referred to as a deity. And we know that also. I got to go back to the other one. Share this tab instead. Oh, I figured out how to just switch it. I'm getting better. So we go back to, how did I get on Genesis? Boy, I tell you. Just when I was starting to brag. We go back to this. So we got that this says serve, and we know that mean like a deity in some form. And then we go up here where it says that, and behold, with the clouds. And we know that that's something that is only attested to God. Only Yahweh comes with the clouds. All right. So even in Orthodox Judaism, they understand that this Son of Man is, a divine creature, is a divine being. So this is being attested to Christ. Christ calls himself the Son of Man several times throughout his ministry. And so people actually get it kind of twisted. People go, when he calls himself a son of God, they think that that's like the really big claim. And it is in a way, but people, if you read the Bible, you know that there are several things in the Bible called son of God. The angels are called son of God at some time. We're called sons of God at some time. The prophets are called sons of God at some time. That's not the big claim. The big claim is when he's saying this Son of Man thing, because it is this figure that is appearing in the Old Testament. It is this same thing that if you were to skip to I want to say Revelation 5. Well, let's see. I'll try to find it.
You trying to join the chat, man?
Who that? What'd you say?
Hey, Weezy trying to join the chat.
Weezy.
Yeah, man. He such a big baby. Want to get picked up.
I'm gonna go to 1. I might be talking about 1 first. All right, and so now we're talking about in Book of Revelation when John is getting the vision sent down from Jesus, sent from Jesus by the angel to John. All right, but then this is where Jesus appears to John when he's on the island of Patmos, and he said, "When I saw him, I fell at his feet like a dead man. He placed his right hand on me." Actually, I should go up here. Then I turned to see the voice that was speaking to me. I saw 7 golden lampstands. In the middle of a lampstand, I saw one like a son of man, clothed in a robe, reaching to his feet, and wrapped around the chest with a golden sash, and his head and hair white like wool, like snow, and his eyes were like a flame of fire. His feet were burnished bronze when it has been heated to a glow in a furnace. And his voice was like the sound of many waters. In his right hand he held 7 stars, and out of his mouth came a sharp 2-edged sword. And his face was like the sun shining in its strength. All right. When I saw him, I fell at his feet, and he placed his right hand on me, saying, "Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last and the living one. And I was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of death and Hades." Right. So in that, there's already all of these divine claims, right? So once we get this Son of Man who sounds very similar to that description of what you saw at the Ancient of Days, right, from that vision in Daniel 7, right? Then you have this, he says, "I am the first and the last and the living one, for I was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore." And then he says, "I have the keys of death and of Hades," right? Something that only God has, right? The power and authority over death and the keys over hell, right? Then if you want to, then I would go to Revelation 5 from there. All right, so now that we know who we're talking about, all right, pay attention to this. "Then I looked, and I heard the voices of many angels around the throne, and living creatures, and the elders, and numbers of them, myriads of myriads, thousands upon thousands." Remember that image that we saw from Daniel 7, right? "Worthy is the lamb that was slaughtered to receive power." We know who the lamb is who was slaughtered. All right. "Worthy is the lamb who was slaughtered to receive power, wealth, wisdom, might, honor, glory, and blessing. And I heard now listen to this. I heard every created thing which is in heaven or on the earth or under the earth or on the sea or all the things in them, saying to him who sits on the throne and the Lamb be the blessing, the honor, the glory, and dominion forever and ever." So we see that the Lamb is receiving the same worship and glory from every created being. So you tell me
evidence.
You tell me another created being or angel, whatever people want to try to call Jesus, a prophet or whatever, that can claim the same worship as the one seated on the throne, the same worship that the Father is getting, right? And then it even doubles down. "And the 4 living creatures were saying amen, and the elders fell down in worship." So he's receiving the same worship as the Father, right? He's receiving the same worship as Yahweh, right? Because he is Yahweh. And if you try to say that the Lamb isn't Jesus, it's still, you can't read this and go that there is not a triune God. Other than that, this doesn't make sense.
It's just discrediting everything.
All right.
Most part. If you believe otherwise, like as far as Jesus not being God, it's like you discrediting the actual word that's really giving a lot of proof.
It takes some effort to believe that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
To believe which part?
To say that Jesus isn't God, it takes some actual effort. If you're genuinely reading the text, I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I've gone for. I mean, you've gone to a few places, but It's everywhere, honestly. Like I've got a favorite in mind.
I can't remember this verse, but so in this where we're at right now, we see the Lamb and we see the one seated on the throne, and then the last one would be the Holy Spirit who would need to be there, right? And I kind of skipped over that because I wanted to make that the last point. And we saw and I saw between the throne with the four living creatures and the elders elders a lamb standing as if slaughtered, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. Right. So now you got the 7 spirits of God sent out in all the earth down there. So do you know what the 7 spirits of God is?
Are you asking me? No.
All right, let me try to go to it. Is try to remember which book it's in. Am I scrolling? Can you see me scrolling?
Nope.
Now you see me scrolling. All right. Get out of there. Let's just go to Isaiah. All right, so this is Isaiah talking, and he's talking about the Messiah coming. All right, and he's going to explain to you what the 7 spirits are. He said, all right, we'll just read to here. All right, then a shoot will spring from the stem of Jesse, and a branch from his roots will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom, understanding, the Spirit of counsel and strength, Spirit of knowledge and of fear of the Lord, and he will delight in the fear of the Lord. Right. So when the Spirit descended upon Jesus, John calls out, you probably heard of that famous scene where John is about to baptize Jesus, and then heaven opens up. You hear the voice from heaven saying, "This is my son, who am I well pleased." And then you see the Spirit descend upon him. Right.
Yeah.
Jesus got the fullness of the Spirit. Right. The 7 in the Bible is like the number of completion. Right. So the 7 spirits are all the spirits that make up the fullness of the Holy Spirit. So all of that descended upon Jesus, indicating that he got the fullness of the Holy Spirit descended upon him. And it came to dwell in him and ride with him during his entire ministry, right? Which just kind of, paved the way for the start of his ministry. So that is what that the 7 spirits is. So going back to what we saw in Revelation 5, that you're looking at, you got the Holy Spirit is there, the Lamb is there, and the one seated on the throne is there. And if that's not clear enough, gotta pull it up. Drive it all home. I want to say First John 5:7. All right.
This dog, man, chewing on my toes. Watch out, man.
Let me see. I think it's there.
I just, it interests me just knowing or hearing anyway all the different receipts, as I would call them. Just for the whole topic itself, it's a lot of evidence, and I believe, and it's all there, but I just want to hear. I really would want to hear the other, like maybe the other side of it. That'd be interesting. But,
Yeah.
Because like we talked about the Muslim thing earlier, that's some of that stuff.
Can't find what I'm looking for.
Kind of crazy.
I can't find the verse that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I had something pulled up earlier, you know, when you were speaking about Islam for a little bit. But, maybe we shouldn't derail the conversation too much.
Oh no, see, and that's what I was saying, and I made sure that I said that I'm not discrediting them or derailing them or nothing like that. Is just some of the stuff, just like they look at stuff and say that it's a contradiction. It's a contradiction, or that they don't believe in it. And you know, I was just looking at it the same way. So yeah, it's no. I mean, you know, it's just I got questions, and I would love for you know, a Muslim or Islamic or however you want to put it to come on and you know explain to me.
There it is.
Some knowledge.
Let me see. I'm already in extra large font. There it is. For there are three that bear record in heaven: the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit, and these three are one.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to discredit that, you know.
Somebody gonna have to change my mind. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I didn't know if anyone would, but I figured we could still have a good talk anyway. But you know, first stream of minute, we're gonna try to do this every Tuesday and Thursday, and you know, eventually somebody Tuesday, Thursday, and I might do a solo thing on Saturday mornings, and eventually somebody come up, somebody I want to talk. Yeah, it just take time and diligence.
I be coaching on Saturday mornings, trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, so I'm here for it. I'm just taking it one step at a time. So, but yeah, I would love to hear somebody come up and try to change my mind. I'm not so set in my ways that if you can prove it to me, if you can, and you got something to stand on, but you're gonna have to come with some concrete evidence, because the old Bible, it does its thing pretty well. Like it.
Yeah, and you know, I definitely get that everybody got different views, and you know, as far as the Quran and stuff like that. But I believe in what I believe in, and like you just said, is prove me wrong. It's just not a discredit to what you believe in. I believe in what I believe in, and if I can provide evidence or my proof of what I believe in, then hey, let's see.
Yeah,
I let her have a conversation.
Yeah, I took you on a little trip right then.
Yeah.
But I think I answered your question.
Yeah, no,
I think I did.
I'm getting all the knowledge, and so I just take me back to my little notebook, and you know, all time when I'm doing my, you know, within my journey, I just keep taking notes and keep writing down questions. Not even for you to answer or for anybody else to answer, just for me to find answers or seek answers, reading the Bible, trying to get back to Christ, you know, on that journey. So
yeah. But what questions did you have about other faiths and what they thought? I mean, I'm not gonna speak as a scholar, but like I said, we got the internet, we can pull stuff up.
Let's see. Let me go pull my stuff back.
And if I misrepresent someone will correct me somewhere in comments in the future or something. They'll say something.
Let me see. No, No, you know what? Because I really like a lot of the information that I was when I was doing my research. A lot of it was coming up, against. No, I don't even want to say against, like we got some kind of beef or something like that. But like it was like the comparison with Christianity and Islam, and so we already kind of covered those questions.
Yeah, it's just that, objectively, one of them has to be true and one of them has to be false because they have some like core doctrinal differences. Like our faith is centered upon that Jesus died on the cross for the sins of everyone, right? And in Islam, they say Jesus did not die on the cross. It was made to look so. So both can't be true. And so you can go into it and you don't have to be disrespectful, but if you're inquisitive and you want to look through it, you just go through it and prove what you can. And the same way I said approach Christ, that's how you approach Islam. And then the Quran makes a claim that Jesus wasn't crucified. And I'm like, okay, can we go to sources that showcase that Jesus was crucified? And are there sources outside the Bible to showcase that Jesus was crucified? And if you just do a quick search, you can easily find a bunch of sources that show you that Jesus was definitely crucified.
Secular sources as well.
What's that?
I said you would find secular sources that say that as well.
Yep. Yeah, you can find a bunch of non-Christian authors and like you said, secular sources. All of them say that Jesus was crucified. It's not just in the Bible. Like I said, the Bible doesn't mind you going outside of itself to prove that it's authentic. So, but if you do that, then you have to come up with all of these radical claims to me to kind of justify it. And that's why I don't go with Islam, because you go, all right, is Jesus' crucifixion verifiable? And then you go, okay, I looked up these sources and it say that it is. And even though with my rational mind, I go, this is rational, this seems true, because of my belief, I have to participate in cognitive dissonance to justify that resurrection isn't true. I have to go that those scholars are lying. Those historical sources are fake. That the Torah and the gospel had to be corrupted because it says these things. I have to make all of these justifications just so my belief can stand. And I think once you start to do too much of that, then to me, it's obvious you're crossing over into this isn't real.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of the why nots from different faiths, why they don't believe Jesus is God, and yeah, some of this it's interesting.
Yeah. So, what are you looking at specifically that it says?
Like Jehovah's Witnesses is they believe Jesus is the first created being, identified as the Archangel Michael, inferior to the Father. They interpret Jesus as subordinate to God. They deny the Trinity as biblical.
Watch this. Let me share my old screen again, and we can go through these one by one. And right out the gate, let's go to one of my favorite books. Get out the way. Let's get out of the KJV. It's not one of my favorite. I like the NASB or the ESV, one of them. All right. So we go reading this, and it goes, let's just start here. When he had made purification of sins, he sat down at the right hand of majesty on high, having become so much better than the angels, to the extent that he has inherited a more excellent name than they. For which of the angels did he ever say, "You are my son, today I have fathered you"? So this is clear the Bible saying that was a claim never made to any of the angels. So Jesus is not an angel. He's greater than the angels. And again, I will be a father to him and he will be a son to me. And when he again brings the firstborn into the world, he says, and let all the angels of God worship him. So he's saying all the angels are supposed to worship him. He's not an angel himself. And regarding the angels, so this is a separation of persons between the son and the angels. He makes his angels winds, and his minister a flame of fire. So he makes all the angels worship the son. But regarding the sons, he says, your son, throne, O God, and this is God calling the son God. Your throne, God, is forever and ever, and the scepter of righteousness is the scepter of his kingdom. You have loved the righteous and hated the lawless. Therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of joy above your companions. Not an angel.
Well, that's that. And like I said, it's not to throw them off and nothing like that, or that's what they.
But Jehovah's Witnesses also have changed the New Testament. They added over 7,000 changes to they added Jehovah in here a lot where it doesn't say Jehovah. They made changes to this to justify their doctrine. That's why they use the New World Translation, which is the Jehovah's Witness Bible. Yeah. And you go through that and you make a comparison to any of the other Bibles, the main study Bibles and all of that, and then or the manuscripts and all that, and you can easily find the textual variances that they have made in order to justify what they believe.
Yeah, they said they accept the Bible but redefine Jesus' nature, and they reinterpret key verses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they reinterpret those key verses to try to take away from his nature.
What's that, Raz?
I think they changed John 1:1, which is probably one of the most egregious examples of that.
Yeah.
They changed that one. They changed John 1:1.
Let me see. Is that? I don't think they got that in here. I'd be surprised if they got it in here. Let me Google it.
Some of these different faiths I haven't heard of, to be honest with you.
I ain't heard of them.
No, I haven't. Like some of them. I don't
John
say
1.
that I can't even pronounce it. Oh, Unitarianism.
I just say
Unitarianism.
Yeah. So let's see, it's right here. Oh Lord, you can't see that. Let me see.
Oh, I gotta put my glasses on for that.
Can I? Will it let me do it? Will it let me? There it is.
There you go.
All right. Last time I tried to do that, it was messing up the stream. All right. So this says in the NIV, this is what's in it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All right. So in their translation, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was a God. So they changed it. They suggest Jesus is a lesser God. So they're not saying he's the same as God. He's saying that he's a God, a lesser God. So yeah, they change a few other things. I think they change. Let me see if they change Isaiah 9:6. I think they changed this one. Man, you had to think a while, dude. Something went wrong. All right, Google, you about to get fired.
Nah, man, that's that Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi? Ain't no Wi-Fi.
Taking your neighbor's Wi-Fi, man. They done cut the cord on it.
Where's the? I'm trying to find. I wish they had just put them up side by side. This is too big. I can't read this. This look crazy. 9:6. Please refer to the Bible studies. Both translated as mighty God and Prince of Peace for a child. Minor differences include rulership and everlasting Father versus eternal Father. You might have gotten it versus notable incident translate other verses differently. I can't. No, it
I'll be
doesn't.
back in 2 seconds, guys. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. I can't. Where it puts it side by side like those last verses. I wish that it did that. I don't know why it don't. But yeah, they change a lot of stuff, man, to try to justify like their faith, and it's just not real. Like there's nothing in scripture that suggests that Jesus is Michael, and he's definitely uncreated. Because even if we just read John 1 as it is, instead of their translation, it reads like this. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. I read that again. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. So if he was a created being, that means that he had to create himself.
Let me tell you. Wait a minute. Let me take some of them notes right there. I'm just let me do this from your screen. Let me see if I can do this.
He would have had to create himself, and that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
There we go. Yeah, I'm taking notes, man. Jesus is God. Change my mind. Change my mind.
They can't do it.
That
I challenge you. What Charlie Murphy said? I challenge you. Oh man, I'm out. That's it. Coffee gone. We on water now.
Yeah, that's what I need. I still got to do my second workout for the day. Oh man.
Second.
Yeah, I got up early and worked out. Man, I gotta do another one. Yeah. You can do it too. Just do some push-up.
Yeah, you're right. I need to get back on it. I need to quit using my shoulder as an excuse.
Right.
All right. What else did you have? We talked about the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Let's see. Let me get one.
We briefly talked about Islam.
Let's see. Let's go into I'm fascinated. Mormonism. Let's see what's going on here.
Man, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but it's that they're wild, man. They're cultish almost. It's insane.
They reject the Trinity. They believe God the Father has a physical body.
Yeah, so let me just and you tell me if I'm off the mark. So you sound like you looking it up. Hold on.
Yeah,
let me get this off the screen. You tell me if I'm off the mark from what they believe. They believe that the Father has a physical body. They believe that he was a man at one point that progressed into godhood. They think the Son is a lesser God who has the ability to become just like the Father. They think we have the ability to become like the Father.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Their beliefs are centered on that and the fact that yeah, it's wild. It's insane. It's almost, I kind of look at their views like this new wave of Christ consciousness that's going around. It's almost the same thing where they believe that you can become like Christ, not in the sense where we believe, but they believe that Christ hit this level of enlightenment that we all can reach, and they was like that's what he was really teaching, and he hid that teaching in his message in the Bible. And so essentially it's this thing where like God is already inside of us and we just have to tap into it, and like gross.
Yeah, it's a dangerous teaching, that, because it's almost a half truth as well. I mean, that is kind of the message of Jesus, in the sense of being as good as you can,
right,
to the degree that you can.
They definitely twist the scriptures,
Yeah.
like when it says that we're to become like Christ and be like Christ. They take that to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So, but they also, like I said, they reject, the Christ that they believe in. Mormonism is not the same that we believe in. That the Christ that they believe in, Christ consciousness, is not the Jesus that we believe either. So those are like those kind of like they're very heretical religions, if you ask me.
Yeah, because
it goes back to like, it all goes back to, that's essentially Genesis 3. That's the fall all over again. That's exactly what the serpent told Eve, is that you can be like God. And so those faiths are saying that we can be like God. That's
no. Let's see. Then you got where we at? Hinduism. Okay. That's kind of weird. God is impersonal or many-formed. No single incarnation is exclusive. Salvation is not centered on Jesus.
Now, Hinduism, they have thousands of gods, thousands of deities, man. They think all of them are the path to the afterlife.
I say he may be a wise teacher, holy man, or avatar-like figure.
Now, stay away from that.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, man.
So for one or more core reasons, God cannot.
Now you reminded me of and I know you're not this, but this reminds me of that comedian. I forget his name, but he was talking about, this dude was saying that he's an atheist, and he was like, oh, so you don't believe the Bible? Because he's like, what did you read in the Bible that you didn't believe? And the dude goes, oh, I didn't read the Bible. And then he was like, oh, you're not an atheist, you're a moron. Because he's like an atheist actually takes the time to go through all the faiths and actually does research to come to a conclusion that none of them make sense, and so therefore he is an atheist. But he was like, this person, they just skipped that whole process and just was like, nothing is real, nothing works. And he was like, that's moronic. And so you going through, like, reading through all of these right now kind of reminded me of that. Like I said, I know you ain't doing the same thing, but that's just kind of what it made me think of.
Just, look crazy. Some of the stuff just sounded to look crazy to me, but
a lot of it out there is, and it can be. It's just, I don't know, man. Like I've been saying, people just got to read. You got to read. You got to go through it. You got to read in context. You got to get into community.
Yeah.
And you have to. I think you have to look for Christ in this, and I think the word opens up to you. Like you get those. You can get from the surface level, and you can get layers deep. And I don't even know, man, how many layers deep it goes. Like I said, I'm still getting revelations, and I don't know what read through of the Bible that I'm currently on. It's just that in depth. And then I hear other people on the interweb saying some things, and I'm like, man, I never thought about it that way. But that makes so much sense. So
yeah, it's kind of why the whole community is important and stuff like that too.
Yeah. That, and before you dive into it, you pray for God to reveal himself to you. And pray for understanding, pray for discernment, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, like the Bible says, it says, seek first the kingdom of God. So that's in everything you do. So you pray, you seek God's say on the matter first, and then you go from there.
Yeah, I'm on that journey. I'm definitely still, in the beginning stages. I'm getting there. And even doing this is a big part of it. Especially just getting into the overall fact that Jesus is God, and I believe it. And I'm not, like I said, I don't know everything, but somebody have to prove me wrong.
Well, hopefully you take a bunch of the stuff that we went over today, and
I got notes.
You can give it back to them.
Yeah, I got notes.
And then they don't come up with arguments, and most things that I see when people come to it, it's just they take stuff out of context. They're just reading out of context. They read one line and go, like I said, they read that one line and go like, this is what this is saying. For instance, I brought up that Mark 10:18. It was like, why do you call me good? And it's like, well, Jesus is telling him, why do you call him good? So he's saying he's not. I'm like, he's not saying that. He can't possibly be saying it, because if you read John 10:11, he's saying that I'm the good shepherd. He calls himself the good shepherd. So then you go back to those questions I asked you. So is he insane? Is he a liar? Is he contradicting himself? Or are you just reading out of context? They read out of context. So
that's what I get out of it. What's that over there?
Is that all your questions?
Yeah, for the most part. Let me see. Let me pull it. Oh man, where'd it go now? Oh, there it goes.
So are you streaming on TikTok at the same time then?
I don't think I'm streaming on TikTok. I wanted to, but I don't think I was approved to do so. I don't think I got a streaming key.
Yeah, I have no idea how it works. So
I was reading up on it and all of that. I gotta work on it. I think I applied for a streaming key, and I'm trying to get that so I can do it. And I think I'll be able to stream there and like Instagram all at the same time.
So is this just YouTube or is it everywhere?
It might be Instagram too. I'm not sure, but
we'll find out.
I didn't pull up Instagram to look. Let me see.
Because I thought if you were on TikTok, you probably would have had a couple of people jump up. Now it seems kind of busy for this kind of stuff right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I get a lot of that across my.
But they might have changed it on YouTube now, because I thought you needed to have at least 1,000 subs to be able to live stream on YouTube before. Am I wrong on that?
I don't know.
They never told me that I couldn't stream.
No.
So
because like I said, I don't know if they've changed it, but like with my channel, I don't think I could upload videos over 15 minutes long until I reached 1,000.
Let me see.
Well,
because
and then you have to verify your account or something.
Yeah, because it came across there's a notification. It came across my phone.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It's on there. I don't know if it's gonna stay posted or not. We'll see. As I'm looking at it, YouTube is doing it. So I didn't have an issue there. It was like I said, it was just for TikTok. TikTok was the issue.
Yeah, I might have got that wrong actually. It might be to monetize videos. Actually, it might be what I'm thinking of.
Now that it is there are some requirements. I think it's actually it might be more than 1,000.
Is it?
Before you get to monetizing? I think they want a certain amount of followers or a certain amount of views or something like that, like either or. Like it gives us like either or, and I don't remember exactly what it is. I figure, make my way up there eventually, I guess. So
we get there.
I don't know.
Yeah, the only trouble with that is
TikTok though.
What you were saying, Raz?
Sorry, yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I've thought about it myself. Obviously, I'm not really active making videos at the moment, but I've thought about the whole monetization thing before. But the only problem I can see with it is that, as far as I can tell, anyway, you've got no real control over whose adverts you're putting on there. That wouldn't really sit well with me, you know, depending on what it is.
Oh, talking about the ads and stuff.
Mm.
Talking about, well, no, I don't know anything about the ads. I'd have to look into all of that, but
yeah, I don't think you like if it gets to that. I don't think you can choose.
But I know you can still. YouTube was like, you can put like a Zelle link or something on there, and you can monetize that way. You can still do that. People can do donations to you. But if you want to use their services like the stickers and super chats and all that kind of stuff, then you gotta get your viewership up.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it. We're at the beginning of all of this. I'm gonna try to get in there.
I got an idea though.
Uh-oh.
I already told you. I told you yesterday.
Yeah, I put a shiesty on for this idea. Nah, I ain't doing
what? I ain't doing all that. Ain't doing all of that.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
We'll get it.
But nah, I do want to get TikTok included. I figured that I can get something on TikTok. So
yeah.
Now I requested a streaming key for some people. I'm actually looking to hear back from them. And actually I should go check that out. Let me not the wrong account. Let me check it out. I might have heard something back. Sign in. Did you just add an account to your account center? When was this? Yesterday? I did do that.
What's been the top number today then? I saw 7 people on earlier. Was it any higher than that?
I don't think so. I didn't even see 7.
Right, because
I was at.
where you saw that. I didn't even see that.
I didn't see that. So
yeah, I think it was at 7 a while back.
Well, I'm happy that it got up that high. You know,
just have to get 8 tomorrow. Well, 8 on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, one person at a time. All it takes is you get one person up, and maybe if you can get one person to come join in and talk, you know, and then you can pick up from there.
Yeah.
Yes. More about the souls in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll get there.
Yeah, like I said, I'm patient. I'm taking my time with it, but I still keep it open if anybody want to come up. What's this? Hold up. Who is this? Oh, that ain't what I'm looking for.
How long you staying on for?
I was thinking of doing a 2-3 hour stream. So I mean, we might end up calling it at any moment now, though. But I think regularly it'll be somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, depending on volume. So
yeah.
But I want to keep it consistent about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So and just go from there. Just go.
Saw 7 people. Where was that at?
You gotta go back and look.
I should have screenshotted it.
You're gonna have to clip it and go back.
Well, something.
Yeah, well, I'll probably catch you on Thursday, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go at the same time. I go I said I'm doing 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's when this one started. So and then that's gonna be every Tuesday and Thursday. And then like I said, I might do Saturday morning streams or whatever. Then I'm probably spend the rest of the night once I get off this live. I'm just be jumping in other people's stuff. Like I did that the other day, and it was kind of fun. There was a bunch of people they kicked me off the panel, they was like, oh no, he gotta go. They was like, yeah, that dude gotta go. He came up here with a little bit of sense. Nah, get out of here.
Like that.
What, Muslim panel or?
Yeah, it was some Muslim panels. And I forget what it was. I think it was and it was just because of the titles. It was why are you still a Christian? And then it was some saying that, you know, he's just a prophet. He's not this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, I can talk about that.
Yeah, but why have those type of topics and then don't let nobody in that want to chime in on those topics?
Nah, they were letting people up. But it was everybody that go up don't know what they're talking about. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in the faith who are just like what we were talking about. They're milk Christians, but they don't know that they're milk Christians. They don't know how to defend their faith. They don't know how to, like when somebody brings any kind of scrutinization to it, to talk through it. They don't know how to do that. And so you go on those panels and you think like, oh, I can just say this and that. And then they challenge you on that and you go, okay, I don't know what to do from here. And, but I was like in the comment section and, you can hear the person who was on stage and they were getting stuck. And I put something in the comment. I was like, bring up Exodus 3, verse 2-6. And then it was like, let's go to Exodus 3, 2-6. And I was like, yes. And then I was just typing up stuff. And then everything I was typing, the person was going on stage. They were just reading it up. And I was like, yeah, cook. And then when it was my turn to come up, like I saw my name, like I was at the top, then they bumped me all the way back down. And I was like, they're not gonna let me come on stage. They're not gonna let me come on stage.
Let me see.
So I might do some streams like that too, where I just go live jumping.
Yeah, you could.
I don't mind doing that. Just go live jumping. Let's go see what these folks talk about. And it ain't always just to prove people wrong. I honestly just enjoy having these discussions and hearing different viewpoints and all of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, I get that. And that's why I feel like I would love somebody to jump in and
because me personally, I welcome it. Like if I don't take it as an offense, if you come to me and try to go like, hey, I think you're lost and this is why I think you're lost, and you make sense, then you just enlighten me on something. But if you can't, then you can't. But I think your faith should be able to withstand scrutinization. I think it should. You should be able to defend your faith. So it's just, and I get that because in Jesus' ministry, that's what he did. Like the Pharisees started to question him and all of that stuff, try to catch him up. And he used scripture to answer their questions and debunk them till they got to the point it was like no one dared ask him any more questions. So I think you should be that way. So yep.
I got a lot of notes. I'm ready for the next topic.
I don't know.
I'm learning, so this is all good for me. And tonight when me and Shannon sit down to eat dinner, we're probably working out more than likely because I think she on the fast, so she probably not gonna eat. I can't do it. I gotta eat.
Well, we commanded to fast.
Yes.
Jesus don't say, he doesn't say if you fast. He said, and when you fast.
But he didn't. Okay, fasting just specifically on food, or it can be anything else. What, like you can fast with anything, right?
I mean, it is denying the flesh of something, but the most popular way is food. I mean, yeah.
Well, then technically I'm on a fast. I guess
Oh,
you
here
want to
we
say
go.
that.
Here we go.
What? What do you mean?
Here we
No,
go.
I'm saying.
Here we go.
No, I'm saying technically I'm on a fast because she's on a fast. So we basically doing this together.
No. You can't accidentally find yourself on a fast. Like
well, but no, it's not accidentally. She came and she talked to me about it, and I was like, okay.
Well, if you ain't cooking, babe, I'm hungry too. So I guess we both fast. Nah, that ain't it.
No.
You gotta have the mindset of literally denying the flesh, your silence in the flesh, so that you can hear from God more clearly.
Right. I know.
So
it's a purpose to it. I know.
Yeah, if that mindset isn't there, then are you fasting or are you just hungry? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I think you got to have that mindset. So like I said, you can't accidentally stumble into a fast.
Yeah. Got a mascot.
So he back?
Yeah, man.
Nah, I closed the door in here. I ain't seen Ellie, so she ain't popped up.
He probably begging for something. But it's all right.
Yeah.
It's
well,
all right, dude.
Man, I want somebody to come up and close it out, but I don't know.
Are you sticking with the Jesus is God for a little bit?
I might change the topic. I don't know. I'm open. I wanted to kind of see how I wanted to see how things went, and then just go from there. I think that this kind of opens it up to a more broad perspective.
Yeah, it's a lot of outlets to come in that you can use with that topic and stuff like that. So I like it.
Yeah, kind of the videos that I have been posting. It's kind of like a series, and it's all divinity of Christ. So I kind of wanted the live streams to stick to this topic. And then I guess I'll move on to the next one either next week or something like that. I don't know. So I do the same thing Thursday. Hopefully I figured out the TikTok thing by then. It can stream on there. So
I think that'll be good though.
I think I messed up because I'm pretty sure that I can stream on Instagram. I just didn't do it. And so I'm gonna get all that going next time. Yeah. But
hey man, it's the first one.
Hey man, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know Jesus is God though.
Yeah.
I got 90% of the equation right.
Yeah, because I couldn't get my headphones to work, so I gotta figure that out.
The 10% of getting the computer to work, Lord will help me with it. He'll help me with it. Yeah, he'll guide my steps. I should have
started trying to do that earlier, but I thought whenever I pick them up, they'll just automatically connect to this thing, since that's what it's supposed to do. But I guess not.
Yeah. Man, I got all these tabs open. All these little Bible verses and stuff up. I like that little journey when we went through.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, and that's why, man.
Hit him. No, don't do that.
No. He mad because.
But in here, I think it's pretty clear. I think if you read the Bible if you just try to remove your bias just for a moment, you can't miss that Jesus is claiming to be God. You can't miss that this entire book and when I say book, I mean like the Bible. So I mean the collection of books from Genesis to Revelation is all about Christ. That's what it's about. And so as I read through, I realized that it was all about Christ. I realized that, in a way, if you kind of look, it's the same. The Bible kind of tells the same stories over and over and over again in different ways. And it's it's a revelation of Christ.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
you and once you get to that level of reading, like once you read to understand the Bible that way, dude, it is, and it opens up to you like that. I don't know how to put it, but you're on like cloud 9.
Yeah, I see. Now I'm gonna share all my notes and stuff with Shannon tonight. So the conversation gonna go even further than this. So,
well, you should. If Shannon got questions, she could ask them too.
Yeah, she's just not here right now.
Where is she?
Carter had a dentist appointment.
Dentist appointment. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget the time difference.
Well, it's on. I mean, yeah, it's 6:30. He had to get some
time different. Yeah. I was like, dentist appointment. What dentist open?
He probably got a couple of caps.
I was gonna be like, call your wife.
Yeah. No, I just checked her location. She probably watching. She probably gonna look at this lady and be like, "Why you watching me?" Yeah, I'm watching. I gotta make sure you get home. Say,
I got my eye on you.
Yep, sure do.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep them safe.
Yeah, gotta make sure.
But yeah. But if she got any questions, I because Shannon always come with some good questions.
Yeah, no.
She just gotta I just gotta have one of those sensors to beep her every time she cursed though. But
yeah,
I'm like Shay, you can't talk like that out here.
Yeah, because she'll slip up and be like, "Oh, I didn't try to," and then she'll curse in her apology, which is insane. So.
But yeah, I want to mainly do this so people can they can learn and their faith can be strengthened and that they can go out and be able to contend for the faith. Because I think as we get further and further into the last days, I think we're gonna face more persecution. We're gonna face more contention with our faith. We're gonna face a lot of people trying to move in and convert Christians to different things, like especially Islam. Like Islam is a rapidly growing, it's the number one growing religion in the world. So we got to be able to contend. We got to be able to put people out into the streets, and everybody can't get out into the streets. So being able to be online and on these panels like this and being able to reach out to people, even if it's causing, if it causes someone who's in Islam a moment of doubt so they can actually read without a bias. God we're only called to plant seeds. And someone else can come and water that seed and then God calls, those onto himself who he wants to call. But we have to go out and do the work. And I think that, this is my way of doing that. Like I watched a lot of like apologists lately, and like they've motivated me to get out here and fight the good fight instead of just holding on to like this amazing experience that I'm having with the Bible and I'm having with Jesus and keeping it to myself. And I'm like, no, I need to go out and share that with other people. I need to try to pull other people into the faith. I need to try to, put a foundation under those who are insecure in their faith. And so, you may have these questions. You may be afraid to ask them and all that. And then, going through, like you said, we went through that road show. Maybe someone saw that road show. Maybe someone will see it later and be like, I never knew that. That make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And, and then the Lord finds them, and then that's another sheep that he's pulled out the darkness. And
that, and that's the way it should work. Yeah. That's the way it's supposed to work.
It is. And so if by doing all of this, and let's say I do it for, let's say I do it for the next 10 years, and I'm just saying that, and the only person gets saved is one person, it was worth it, So,
yeah, it's better. I mean, it's better than none.
So,
you're still doing your part,
Mm-hmm. I want to get to heaven and get my reward abundantly. I don't want to barely make it into heaven. I don't want to be like, I believed and then I didn't do the works after that. I want to believe and then do the works and get credited with all the riches that are stored up for me in heaven. you know, and I think people don't understand those two things. Like it's not good enough to just get into heaven. Like you can get into heaven abundantly. The works that you do here determine your reward in heaven. Like you believing in Jesus, that gets you in the door. You're getting there. Like you will be in the new earth. You'll be with Christ. You'll be in eternity, sure. But do you want, you know, but do you want to hear that, you know, what is it? What am I thinking of? My mind just went blank. Well done, you know, my faithful servant. If you want to hear that from the Lord, then you got to get out here and do the works. You know, I don't want my book to be open and Jesus come in and pay my account. And then it was like, all right, let's put your works on the table to see what your reward in heaven is. It was like, oh, well, all you did was believe. You didn't use any of the gifts or the talents or anything I gave you for the kingdom, but you're in. But go ahead. No, I want to hear
you know, walk past like that.
Yeah, I want that pat on the back. I want to know that all the gifts that God gave me, I brought them to bear for the kingdom. And I think that that's what it's about. And we need more Christians who are willing to do that. But I think we got too many Christians who are just okay with, I just want to get in. Like, I just want to get in. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
I don't think that's the overall point.
Yeah. I've heard that so many times. Like, I just want to get in heaven. Like, I don't have to. If I just barely get in, then I just want to get in. Well, you got those Christians like, yeah, they just like, I want to kind of live my life where, you know, I just barely get in, you know. I'm like, that's wild. That means you want to live your life the way you want to live it, and then you hoping at the last minute you can turn your life to God. I'm like, no, you're gonna get the scariest line in the Bible where Jesus says, "I never knew you." That's terrifying for you to believe that you knew God, you knew Jesus, and He says, "I never knew you. Depart from me." Like, ooh, I'd be man. Oh Lord, I don't even want to tell that. I'd be messed up. But to me, that's the scariest line in the Bible. That's the scariest line in the Bible. Depart from me. I never knew you. Like that is hands down the scariest thing in the Bible. And because that shows that you can know Jesus but you don't build that relationship with him. You don't keep his commandments. You don't do the works that he called you to do. And then he tells you, I never knew you. All of those people who are out here like, I'm going to live my life however I want to. And right before I die, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, Jesus, forgive me. And then I'm going to get in. No, I never knew you.
Yeah, I don't think it worked like that.
Nah, it don't. It don't.
If you can just get down and just go.
Is he jumping up there? Or you bending down and picking him up?
I'm picking him up because he trying to jump up here, and he biting at my pockets, so I just pick him up.
Yeah, tell my cousin come watch that dog. Get in there, cuzzo. Tell her come get her.
I don't know where she at.
Gone, probably watching that other dog.
Me here too. He sure here. He is here. He outside though. He outside.
I knew you was gonna be upset for that one.
Like, bro, put the dog outside. And I woke up early this morning. All I hear is barking. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but yeah, man, do everything you can in life and build that relationship with Christ. Because, like I say, you don't want to hear those words. Those are terrifying. Those are terrifying words.
Right.
Those are some final words too.
Hold on, he going to the door. I gotta let him out.
Yeah. But Raz, you say you agree?
That verse is in my consciousness very often.
Yeah.
It's well, I don't know if I'd say it's less about the fear for me, but I think more present in my mind is the sense of disappointing my Lord that would get to me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think I'm on the right path, but the real fear there is that I start to take that status for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've always got to remind myself of, to try and be better than I was yesterday. It's tough, but yeah, that passage definitely does the intended purpose.
Yeah, I make sure that I pick that one up and read it every so often, so it's fresh, you know, and so I don't stray exactly as you're saying. Like I think that I think the saying is I will start to smell myself, or I start to move outside of myself, and forget what I've been commanded to do. I forget who I'm doing it for and who's in charge, and I start looking towards myself, and I'm like, nope, get back in line. So yeah, no, I get it 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of like looking at Jesus as if he was the seatbelt instead of the road.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could put it like that.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's a real good analogy. I get it. Yeah, we got a lot of brothers and sisters out here who look at it that way, and like, I think we got to do the work and correct that view, and then we gotta go and try to make disciples of the world, and that means that we got to go into this secular world and go against the waves, and we gotta not be afraid to get beat up by the ocean. So, because that's reality though. Because if you go out here these days and you start saying things to go against the grain, go against the flow, people get upset.
Yeah,
people get mad, and it's hard to do that. But the Bible talks about that in the last days. It talks about how Jesus followers, we will face persecution, just proclaiming his word, just because of his name. And that's what it is. And so in order to proclaim what he teaches in his word and his standard and how to get salvation the way he taught, we're going to face persecution because of that. People don't want to believe that. So I'm here for it. I am here for it. I pray that the Lord uses me in any way he sees fit for his kingdom. So that's like my prayer every day. I try to make sure that I say that every day.
Yeah.
Like, I surrender to the Lord and use me today however you see fit for your kingdom, Lord. So
some good stuff over here too. I didn't know I did that much. Well, I really been putting out. Well, I added some stuff in here too.
You've been taking notes the whole time?
A lot of it. And then I had questions from earlier and stuff that I had written down, and I've been kind of like taking notes, putting the stuff here and there.
Raz, what time is it there?
It's going up for 2:00.
2:00
in the morning or in the afternoon?
Yeah,
you need to go to sleep.
Oh man,
you need to go to sleep.
I'm a bit of a night owl, to be honest. I was going to jump off here, but I won't be going to sleep for a while. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be able to if I tried. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. I don't think I'm working tomorrow, so I'm gonna be up late too. That's why I was like, I'm trying to jump into some people panels. They ain't gonna want to hear it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be up for that long.
Now you got work, right?
Yeah, but that and after that second workout, man, because I'm gonna do cardio again. I know that's gonna, after I hit that shower, get that food, that's gonna put me down. That's gonna be it.
Put you down, huh?
Yeah, and then I got these troops coming in soon. Let me see.
Oh yeah, your house about to turn into a madhouse soon.
Yeah, it's about to just now really turn up. But they got school tomorrow, so I gotta get them ready and stuff like that. They go back to school tomorrow.
Yeah, I told you, mine already back in school, so
that's crazy. Yeah, they start back tomorrow, so, which is weird. Instead of just starting at the beginning of the week, you're gonna start on a Wednesday.
Hey man, you start on a Wednesday. That means the weekend closer.
They don't call the winter break, like the Christmas break, the winter break no more. That's just the Christmas break, the holiday break. So then they get a winter break. Then they turn around, come back, spring break. Like, it's crazy. The breaks is so different nowadays. And they breaks out here is longer because technically the school is it's kind of considered like year round.
I guess that makes sense. I ain't never had that. So
yeah.
I
know you did. I was there.
I meant like for the kids.
Same school as you went to.
I mean like for the kids and all that. Everywhere we've been, they ain't never had year round school.
Yeah.
I know we ain't had no year round school. I'd have been in protest.
No, I don't know. It might just be an El Paso thing. I don't know.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
Whatever. I guess it is what it is.
Yeah. I ain't too
bad. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be trying to jump into people panels today. I'm see what they got going.
So Thursday we leading with the same thing, same topic. Jesus is God. Because say you get TikTok going by that time, then you just bringing that into those platforms, and then you didn't get it into Instagram either. So
yeah. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. I guess I don't know why I didn't do that.
So have you figured out how to record yourself when you are in other people's streams then? Or is that something you need TikTok for?
You can stream you can stream yourself on other people's stream.
I think you can. I think you can clip it.
Well, yeah, I've definitely seen footage of people doing that. I don't know exactly how they do that.
Yeah, I have to look into that.
I'm pretty sure you can clip it. I don't know if you can.
All right.
I got to look it up. I don't know if you can turn it off. If you can turn you can't I'm not allowing anyone to clip my streams, whatever. I don't know if you could do that for a live stream. So, but in either case, I can screen record too. So,
yeah,
and I mean I could always do that, but that seemed like a hassle. But I jump in there, but. Because, man, the arguments that I was hearing the other day, I was like, these are low-tier arguments, man.
Low tier, huh?
Low tier. Let me try to show you one of the arguments that I heard. It was
wait, you can go back to it?
Nah, I'm just gonna bring up the Bible verse where they were talking about.
Oh,
and
flipped it or something.
Because it was one of the discussions about. Someone was arguing was the angel of the Lord God. And so then they took them. I had them read the Exodus 3. That's why I put that in a comment. They brought that up. But then the host was like, well, if you go to Revelations 22, it was like that angel is talking to John, and that angel calls himself the Alpha and the Omega. And hold on, let me just pull it up. It'll make more sense. I was like, no. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me see. Hold on. There we go. All right. Yeah, they came right here, and they was like, well, the angel right here says, I'm the Alpha and the Omega. They was like, so even though the angel called himself Alpha and the Omega, he tells John not to worship him. and hold on, that was up. It was right here, and it was like, I, John, am the one who heard and saw these things, and when I heard and seen them, I fell down to worship at the feet of the angel who had been showing them to me. But he said, don't do that. I am a fellow servant with you and with your fellow prophets. So it was like the angel said, don't worship him, even though he called himself the Alpha and the Omega. And I was like, right here, the same speaker isn't talking. I was like, this is a different speaker. Right here, Jesus starts speaking. And I was like, I kept putting in the comment section, I was just like, read verse 16, read verse 16. And it was like, I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give you this testimony for the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright morning star. Because they was like, Jesus doesn't speak in this chapter. He doesn't speak in this chapter. I was like, read verse 16. I'm like, it's right there. I'm like, Jesus sent the angel. So I was like, these are some low tier arguments. And I'm trying to remember some of the other arguments that they were bringing up. I think they brought up the normal stuff where it was they were saying that Jesus said he could do nothing without the Father, when they always stop right there. And I'm like, read the rest of it. Read the rest of it. Don't just stop right there. Let me fix this little blanket. But they always bring up the like typical arguments, and then it catch some people up because they don't know. And I'm like, man, these are some low tier arguments. Just read the rest of it. Oh, and then the Exodus 3, because the person who brought it up, and I was upset that they did this. They was like, the angel, I've always been taught that the angel of the Lord is God. And then I put in the comments, bring up Exodus 3, and they brought it up and they read it. And I heard them. They were like, the angel of the Lord appears in the bush. And hold up. They were like, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in the flames of the bush. And then they came down there and then they said, God called to him from the bush. So God is the angel of the Lord in the bush. So they refuted that. And because she was trying to make the connection that the angel of the Lord was Jesus. So she went to John 8:58, where, and we talked about it earlier, where Jesus said, before Abraham was, I am. So they came in here and they was like, well, what did God say when he said his name from the bush? Did he just say I am, or does he say I am who I am? And that stumped her. She was just quiet. And I was like, read the rest of the verse. Read the rest of the verse. And I was like, if she had just read the rest of the verse, it says, you are to say to the Israelite, I am has sent you. And I was like, that's all you got to do. That's a low tier argument. That's a low tier argument. They wouldn't let me up though. They would not let me up.
That's why
I was trying to get up there. I was trying to get up there so bad they wouldn't let me. I was like, just read the rest of the verses right there. They was like, does God say I am who I am, or does he just say I am? I was like, read the rest of the verse. God, leave, man. But it was some very, very low tier arguments.
Let's see. Oh yeah, my troop coming in. But
some of their favorite ones is like John 17:3. They use that one all the time. That's like their favorite. That's their go-to.
Why you think that?
Because of what it says, and most Christians who don't look at it or haven't really studied it don't know how to defend it, because it says, now this is eternal life, that they know you, the only true God, in Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. And so they was like, Well, if Jesus is saying the Father is the only true God, that means he's saying that he's not God. And so you got to know how to defend this one. And so it catches a lot of people up. But in here, you just got to pay attention to the only. That's the important part. So what does the only modify in that sentence? Does the only modify the true God, or does it modify the you in this sentence, which is the Father?
I think it modifies only the you.
No, it modifies true God.
Explain.
It said, now this is eternal life, that they know you, the only true God. Only modifies true God. It does not modify the you. Now, they would have a point if it said, only you are the true God.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So in my favorite apologist, what his example that he normally gives, he gives a quick math equation. So you got 2 plus 2 only equals 4. Does that exclude all other equations that equal 4?
What?
Listen again. If I say 2 plus 2, if I say 2 plus 2 only equals 4, does that mean no other equation equals 4?
Oh, my truth just came in. No, it doesn't.
So if I say 2 plus 2 only equals 4, it's only saying 2 plus 2 will only ever equal 4. It's not saying that 1 plus 3 don't equal 4 or whatever. But now if I say only 2 plus 2 equals 4, does that exclude everything else?
Yes.
That excludes everything else.
Yeah.
That's the way that's the context of this verse. So the only modifies true God. It doesn't modify the you, which is the Father.
Let me get my notes.
I did myself think of an analogy for this passage, if I can run it by you.
Yeah.
It's not a great one because when you're speaking about the Trinity, I don't think anything really is a great analogy, but I think for this passage, it does the trick. Like, I'll speak to you, Dinos. If I had any reason whatsoever to speak to your body parts, let's say they were sentient body parts for the sake of this, and I spoke to your left arm and I said, you are the only true body of Dino, that would be true. If I then said the same thing to your right arm, that would still be true. They're both part of your body. But if I was to say to your left arm, you are the only true arm of Dino, that would be wrong.
Yeah, because I gotta know.
It's basically it's a category error between personhood and nature of God.
Yep.
In the same way that two body parts can be the same body, but they can't be the same body part.
Yep. I get that. But yeah, so that only in there only modifies the true God. Is saying that, and we believe that he's the only true God. But this doesn't exclude that Jesus is the only true God and that the Holy Spirit is the only true God. Because we only believe in one God, just 3 persons who make up the one Godhead. That's it. So no contradiction there. But, people love to go to that verse. They love to go to the one where Jesus said, I can do nothing of myself. They love those 2 verses. And they love the Mark 10:18 that I brought up. So there's a couple other ones that they like to go to. Let me see. Let me take this down.
I can do nothing by myself. They love that one.
Yep, I can do nothing of myself. Yep, they like that one. Yeah, I think that's most of the ones that they use all the time. Yeah, I think that's the one that they use all the time. Those are the main ones. If you can learn to defend those, then you can fight off like 90% of the attack that you'll get. I watch God Logic do that all day.
Oh yeah, I know. I love the guy, but I can only watch so much, and it's no fault of him. It's just that the same things keep coming up
Yeah,
again and again. It's like you're hearing the same conversation. Um,
they don't come up with anything new. And I find it really interesting. So, but hearing them try to defend that doctrine is always wild to me. Like I don't get that. I don't get it. The place that you have to go to mentally to try to rationalize that is mind blowing to me.
Okay, got that down.
What you write down?
What we just talked about, basically. Dang, you had to ask questions.
All right,
I just put it back to the side.
You ain't gotta reveal it to me. I got it. It's all good. It's all good, G.
Man, I ain't gotta share my notes with you.
You ain't gotta reveal it to me. I got my own notes, man. Like I said, I read and I study for myself. I watch other people do it. Like I said, I brought up God Logic. God Logic. I've been in his cookbook, man. I picked up some of them recipes. Yeah, you got to learn it, and it does strengthen your faith to me. Once you're able to break it down and actually defend what you believe in, and it makes sense. So,
and that's why I'm wording it basically how we conversating, because sometimes reading the Bible it can get confusing. Like I don't know. It's different from reading the Bible and us having this conversation is different.
Yeah.
And so,
but what I'm gonna tell you though is, you shouldn't be where you are right now. You shouldn't be debating. Don't debate anyone.
No, I'm not.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not. And I've said many times, I'm still like, raw chicken.
Nah, I ain't heard you call yourself raw chicken. That was
I ain't saying, I'm just, I'm new to this. Like, I'm not I said, a scholar. I'm not a scholar at this. I'm still learning. I'm raw chicken.
Yeah.
The stages of chicken, you start off raw, then you get seasoned. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going?
Oh man. Nah, that man said nah.
You get cooked.
You get cooked. Nah, don't get cooked.
Nah, man. That's just the deeper you get into it,
Someone gonna clip you saying that. Yeah, then you get cooked.
That's all right. Go ahead and clip me. That's all right. Man.
But I get it. But yeah, don't
just start off in basketball, man. I call them raw chicken.
Yeah, where you are right now, definitely don't debate, and not because I think honestly, if you took like some of the playbooks and just repeated it verbatim, you probably could win a debate. But the issue is that if you're gonna go that route where you want to debate people of other faiths, then you gotta give it some due diligence, which means that you have to study their faith.
Right.
In order for me to want to, debate some Muslims or Hebrew Israelites or Jehovah's Witness or whatever, that means I have to read and study their doctrine. And
like watching film and sport.
some of these faiths that they got, they're not small religions by any means. They have, all of them have thousands, you know, if not millions of followers. And so, you know, there's things in it that can pull people into it. And so as you go and study and read those, you know, if your mind isn't right, if your walk with Christ isn't right, if your understanding of your own doctrine isn't where it needs to be, you can get rattled.
Yeah.
You know, you can get rattled without anyone talking to you. You can read a verse and in your head, you'll hear a voice go, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's why I'm not trying to debate nobody. Not really. I rather, you know, I'm just here to learn. Even if somebody come on and, you know, may have questioned something that I said or refer to one of the questions that I asked, I want them to explain it because I want to know. Like, enlighten me.
Yeah, leave the cooking to me. I'll cook them.
Ah,
I cook them. I cook them. I do it.
Yeah, I listen, you know, that way, and that's like another way or form of me studying their religion or their beliefs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so that works for me.
Yeah, you got to be sure in your own doctrine if you're gonna go that route.
Right.
Man, but yeah, and it took me a while to be kind of sure. Hang on. It took me a while to get to a point where I felt confident enough to talk to someone of a different faith or to even research different faiths and all of that. Because like I said, that it takes you to a place sometimes. So look at him looking back. Ain't nobody back there.
You can't see him.
Ain't nobody back there. The piano on the other side.
Kids want me to play them a song on the piano.
Well, I'm getting ready to end this one here anyway. We had 3 hours. I'm gonna get ready to call it.
Oh yeah.
I still need to eat
flown
dinner.
by.
Yeah, it did. I need to
It don't feel like it's been 3 hours. It's crazy.
Nah, man, if you just in conversation and it does just go by. And like I say, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna do it every Tuesday and Thursday at 6. And like I said, maybe some Saturday mornings, and then I'm gonna keep putting out more stuff, try to hopefully get a following, and we can get people in here and we can engage in some dialogue, whether they be believers or non-believers.
Right.
So
like I'm telling you, like Rad said, like TikTok is really like these type of topics or conversations just hot on TikTok. It really is.
Yeah. I gotta find a way to tap into all of that.
I gotta do.
If you need me to come on as a Muslim next time, just let me know.
Nah, you gotta do that. I want to be genuine.
Yeah, okay. We can't write the script like that.
I don't think I could say. I don't think I could make any statements like that anyway.
Nah. I want to be genuine. I don't want them to be like he paying Muslims to come on there. I'm like, nah. I ain't got no money to be paying Muslims. Nah, I ain't got that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, and then I'm gonna go get me something to eat, and then
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go hop into somebody's streams and try to get some conversations going.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, y'all have a good night. God bless y'all. May the Lord be with y'all. Keep y'all safe and put Jesus first.
All right. See you out Thursday.
Thank you. Yeah. Been good to meet you guys. God bless you.
All right. God bless.